In downtown Rockford. Hello, everyone. Welcome in to downtown Rock Vegas on a chilly Saturday evening as the IceHogs look to avoid a sweep at the hands of the Hershey Bears, not just for the weekend sweep, but the season series sweep, as we will drop the puck in just a moment. Nick Laupius with you here from downtown Rockford. Thank you so much for tuning in, wherever you might be tuning in on WIFR, FloHockey, or the IceHogs radio stream. Well, it was another close battle last night for the IceHogs going into the third period, and the Bears used a 3-spot in the third frame to skate to a 4-1 win. They get a couple of power play goals to their credit and pick up back-to-back wins. The Hershey Bears do, and the IceHogs look to salvage another split here on home ice. It has not been the friendly confines at the BMO Center this season. They will look to reverse that trend tonight before heading on the road for 3 games. We'll take a look at that in just a little bit, but first, we got a new face between the pipes tonight for the Rockford IceHogs. Number 39 in the Screw City black uniforms, that is Olivier Rodrigue, signed by the Blackhawks earlier this week. He'll make his first appearance in the IceHogs jersey tonight in his first game since way back on March 12th, 2025. He had made a couple of appearances that season with the Bakersfield Condors, the Edmonton Oilers, and then just wanted to start this upcoming season there in the KHL. Had suffered an injury, had to have surgery, came back to North America, and was just signed by the Blackhawks earlier this week. He will make his Rockford debut this evening. He had 41 starts last season to the tune of an 18-16, 7-1 record with the Bakersfield Condors. He's got 131 games between the pipes with the Condors in the American Hockey League. He did get 2 starts with the Edmonton Oilers back a couple of years ago, but this will be his first opportunity to showcase what he's got with the Rockford IceHogs as they take on a Hershey Bears team that's in the midst of a stretch 5 games in 8 days that has a little bit of a different looking lineup tonight. We'll take a look at those starters in just a moment, but first we'll turn it over to Jim Leal as we get ready to honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Now, please stay standing as we honor America and the men and women who are serving our country here at home and overseas with the singing of our national anthem by the Rockford Lutheran Grade School Choir.
For the final time during this homestand, we will see the IceHogs and the Hershey Bears. Take us to our starting lineups between the pipes tonight. For the visiting Hershey Bears, number 31, Clay Stevenson. He stands at 6'5", 200 pounds. Left-hand catching netminder, has a 13-11 and 3 record. This will be his 30th game of the season. A 2.79 goals against average and a 9.08 save percentage. This his second look at the IceHogs this season, as he made 20 stops on 22 shots against the IceHogs back in Hershey on January the 4th, and a 5-2 Hershey win. On defense, it'll be David Gucciardi and Ryan Chesley, the starting defenders for the Hershey Bears. And up top, Ilya Protas, starting center. He'll be flanked by Ivan Miroshnichenko and Bogdan Treneyev. They combined for a couple of goals in that contest last night for Hershey. Head coach Jared Nightingale counters with Olivier Rodrigue making his Rockford IceHogs debut, his first start since April the 12th, 2025. Jake Furlong, Andrew Parrott getting the start on the blue line. Jamie Engelbert starting center alongside Aiden Thompson and Kevin Lombardi. The IceHogs in their Screw City Black alternate jerseys, and the Hershey Bears in their road whites. The puck is down. We are underway. The IceHogs going from left to right on your screen. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday night with us here inside a raucous BMO Center in downtown Rockford. Ilya Protas quickly on the puck over to the near side wall. Now up to the point. Treneyev lets a shot go, and that is shrugged aside. The first save for Olivier Rodrigue, number 39 in the black jerseys. He still has his Bakersfield Condors helmet and pads. You'll notice that on the broadcast this evening. Just about 30 seconds gone by in period number 1. Deflected in by Miroshnichenko. Both teams in the midst of a change. Puck turned over to Treneyev right in front, in on Rodrigue, and never got a shot off as the puck dribbled just wide. Gavin Hayes lugs it up through center. He's got speed, and Anderson over on the far side, thrown to the goal into the catching glove of Clay Stevenson. Joey Anderson, the lone goal scorer for the IceHogs last night, a power play goal at 13:21 of that second period. Picked up his seventh goal of the season, I beg your pardon. His second power play goal on the year. You see very early on, Rodrigue tested in the first 45 seconds or so, able to swipe that puck away. First appearance for the IceHogs, signed by Chicago earlier in the week. We were able to chat with him, Dana Gray and I, back before this series started. We'll hear from him in the first period intermission report. Brett Cini back behind the cage, lugging the puck loose, trying to work along for Anderson. Belpidio picks it up. IceHogs faithful wanting a penalty. We play on. Kristahl in over the line on the near side. Now circles right back onto the near side wall, thrown to the goal, paddled aside by Rodrigue. Tage Harding out to the blue line, intercepted by Cini. He's got Del Mastro with him. Del Mastro, Cini working on in, and an opportunity turned aside by Stevenson. But I think Brett Cini drew a penalty, and the IceHogs will head to the man advantage early in this opening period. A great combination by Ethan Del Mastro and the birthday boy, Brett Cini, as Cini draws a penalty on the quick break inside of the zone to give the IceHogs a chance on the power play for the first time tonight. Joey Anderson, that power play goal last night. Cini trying to go to the backhand. It's going to be tough to beat this Clay Stevenson. He covers a lot of the net at 6'5", the left-handed catching netminder making that stop with the glove. Louis Belpidio to the box, 2 minutes for a hook. The IceHogs get the first power play of the night. It's a Henning Construction power play. Face-off controlled by Rockford. Pitlick over to the far side, finds Lardis back in the direction for Pitlick, off of the mark, off of the boards, and all the way back down to Olivier Rodrigue to play the puck. Ends up being called a slash on Belpidio, giving Rockford the first power play. 2 minutes gone by in the opening period. Lardis with speed in over the line, too much speed as it's offside on Rockford. He was trying to connect with Tonin Otto on that far side, number 25 in the black Screw City jerseys this evening. Early on, shots 2-1 in favor of the IceHogs. Rockford going 1 for 5 on the power play in last night's contest. It's been no secret that the man advantage has had its fair share of struggles this season. Joey Anderson picked up the goal last night on the man advantage. Aiden Thompson and Gavin Hayes with the helpers on Anderson's second power play goal of the season. Kevin Lombardi on the near side sends it down low for Toninato. Back to Lardis. Lardis lugs it up toward the blue line. Works over to the far side circle. Lets a shot go redirected. Lombardi with the chance and a save by Stevenson. Puck is cleared by Hershey as Clay Stevenson, a powerful stride to get from post to post, took away the lower half of the net. Able to turn aside that opportunity. A grade A chance for Jamie Engelbert. 53 seconds to go on the game's first power play. Belongs to the IceHogs. Puck rimmed around the circle, or around the wall rather, inside of the Hershey zone. Puck elevated now onto the stick of Joey Anderson. Threw it to Gavin Hayes. Now up to the point for Brett Sini. Into the circle, looking to feed it for Thompson. Was denied onto the stick of Hayes. Back for Sini behind the cage. Final 29 seconds on the man advantage. Sini out in front looking for Thompson. And a couple of Hershey Bears right in the vicinity, able to knife that off of the stick of Thompson. Rockford right back then, though, with Kuzman. Now to Hayes, finds Sini. He had his pocket picked, and it's a chance for Elia Protis moving in. He's got a forward up with them. That's Matt Strom toward the goal, turned aside by Rodrigue. Final 5 seconds melting off on the penalty to Louis Belpidio. The IceHogs are 0 for 1 on the man advantage. This puck rifled in by Aiden Thompson. Gagne into the lineup tonight, number 74, going in on the forecheck. The Bears clear this back out towards center. Ryan Mast will control. He's got Treneyev on his back. Puck up to the point. DJ King into the glove of Olivier Rodrigue, who holds on with just about 4 minutes gone by in period number 1. Couple of good chances on that inaugural power play for the IceHogs. Nick Lardis, of course, so dangerous on the man advantage. 7 power play goals this season. That shot deflected. A strong position by David Gucciardi getting in the shooting lane that time. And then the reflexes of Stevenson right there. Jamie Engelbert letting it rip. Stevenson with a big save in the final moments of that first power play for Rockford. A clean face-off win, a little too clean. The whistle is blown. We'll try again. Again, a welcome to everyone watching on FloHockey here in downtown Rockford. Nick Laupius filling in for Dana Gray, who's up with the Chicago Blackhawks. Currently with the team out in Denver, Colorado. He'll be catching up with former IceHogs announcer Mike Folta with the Utah Mammoth. That'll be tomorrow afternoon. Puck fired back in on the wrong side of center, and we get an icing against Hershey. 15:53 to go, period number 1. Shots early on, 3-1 in favor of the IceHogs. Well, again, we talked about last night a lot of connections between these two teams that don't see each other a whole lot. Head coach Derek King, his first season as the bench boss for the Hershey Bears. He spent a long time with the IceHogs as an assistant, then an interim head coach, and then became permanent head coach. Also spent some time with the Chicago Blackhawks, but this is his first season with the Hershey Bears. They're right in the middle of their own playoff push and a stacked Atlantic division. Of course, head coach Jared Nightingale for the IceHogs spent last season with the Bears' ECHL affiliate South Carolina, led them to a 50-plus win season, and picked up the Head Coach of the Year award for his efforts last year. He's coached a handful of these Hershey Bears players that we'll see tonight. This puck fired right back in for an icing against Hershey. And a fun little note, was talking with Zach Fish, the broadcaster for the Hershey Bears, before the game today. We were talking about Olivier Rodrigue making his debut with the IceHogs tonight. His father played in one game with the Hershey Bears back in the 1997 Calder Cup playoffs. He came in for one game. He was a third-string goalie. There was an injury and then a brawl in that game, so Rodrigue's father stepped in, got the win. The Bears would go on to win the Calder Cup. We have not yet gotten confirmation. We'll have to ask Olivier a little bit later tonight if his dad got a ring for that. If you win a playoff game, think that qualifies you to earn a ring. So we'll keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, the IceHogs buzzing in a chance over top of the goal. An opportunity that time for Jake Furlong. Puck over into the near side corner, rifled off of the glass, back down. It's going to be a foot race. Andrew Parrott gets there first, and it's another icing against Hershey. The first couple of minutes kind of grinding to a halt. Back-to-back icings against the Bears. Just about 5 minutes gone by in period number 1. Another board battle. IceHogs did a good job, especially in that second period last night, winning some of those battles. Worked all the way up to the top for Furlong, and another shot redirected. Hershey did a really strong job in that final frame. They held the IceHogs just to 4 shots in that third period last night. We'll get another icing against the Bears here. But after Rockford had a strong second period, they had held the Bears themselves just to 6 shots in that middle period, and then Rockford only able to muster 4 shots in that third period of play. The Bears with 3 goals, including that empty net late. Ilya Protas with the backbreaker. He got the power play goal with just about 3 minutes to go to make it a 3-1 Hershey lead. And the Bears moved to 3-0 against the IceHogs this season. That was their first win in Rockford. They were 0-2 coming into the game last night. This puck dribbles in on Rodrigue, who slows things down. We'll get a face-off coming up in the IceHog zone. Shots even at 3 apiece. A couple of chances for the IceHog going by the wayside. A couple of big blocks with some of the Bears defensemen in front of their 6'5" netminder Clay Stevenson. He wears number 31 for the Bears. Stalemate off of the draw to the blocker side of Rodrigue. It's ricocheted over to the direction of Gavin Hayes. He gets out as far as center. It's onto the stick of DJ King, former IceHog. Moved along for Graham Clark. Clark with space over to the far side. Nice play. Ethan Del Mastro able to knife that right off of the stick of Graham Clark. Del Mastro playing some of his best hockey the last couple of weeks. Of course, elevated minutes for number 38 in the Screw City jersey with both Kevin Korchinski and Sam Renzel up with the Blackhawks. Ryan Gagne trying to intercept. The Bears bring it in. It's Clark far side centering feed turned aside by Gagne. Now fired right back to the far side point. No one was home as the puck ricochets all the way back into the Hershey blue line. 6 minutes elapsing here in period number 1. No score from the BMO Center. And we'll get another icing against Hershey. For the IceHogs, they've got a couple of Central Division opponents in action tonight, including the team they're chasing in the playoff push. They trail Milwaukee by 5 points in the standings for that 5th and final playoff spot in the Central Division. Milwaukee currently 2-0 lead over the Manitoba Moose, just about halfway through the second period from Panther Arena. This Hershey team coming in, they're in the 4th spot in the Atlantic Division, and they're in a tough stretch of 5 games in 8 days. They'll be playing the Charlotte Checkers Monday and Tuesday at home. IceHogs control off of the faceoff. Ryan Mass goes far side for Kuzman, looking for a lane. Let a shot go off of the pad by Stevenson. Directed it into the corner. 2 players aside cancel. Now scooped up by Martin Misiak. Misiak tried to send it right back down low. Was intercepted. Scaled off of the glass. Back out to neutral territory. Here's Kuzman finding Gagne. He'll chip and chase. Actually, Gagne will go off for a change. Misiak doing the chasing into the corner. Picked right back up by Harrison Israels. Now Ryan Mast throws it far side. Lombardi looking for space on the far side wing. Holds up, finding Engelbert in his skates. Ricocheted up to Furlong. Furlong spinning away from traffic. Now gliding in. Let a shot go, and that deflects off of the stick of Sam Bitten into the netting. Out of play to take us to our first media timeout. No score, 13:06, period number 1. Bears and IceHogs on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. That's powered by BMO.
Just gonna say it, I lost my wedding ring.
It's fine. Just get a new one printed instantly at a BMO branch.
Not my debit card, my wedding ring.
And lock your lost card on your phone, okay?
I see what's happening here.
I figured, because you'd never ever lose the symbolic centerpiece to our eternal love, right?
Who, me? No.
I didn't think so.
I'm gonna go check the garden again for my BMO debit card.
Great idea.
Accounts are subject to approval and are provided in the United States by BMO Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Holding, deep to the backhand, he scores! Hennig Power Protection is hiring right here in the Rockford area. Join a team that builds jaw-dropping generator enclosures and jaw-dropping careers. Expect good pay, work you can be proud of, and a family atmosphere that feels like home. It's time to start your next power play. Apply today at hennigpower.com.
We've got a great Saturday night crowd on hand here at the BMO Center. It's the sixth and a final game of the six-game homestand for the IceHogs. A great month of February that was really had the exclamation point early on in the month with the All-Star Classic here. The first time in 24 years, the All-Star game here in the Midwest, and for the first time ever in Rockford. Ilya Protas, who was the Hershey Bears representative for the All-Star Classic, is back this weekend. Tallied a couple of assists and a power play goal last night. He is the second leading rookie scorer in the American Hockey League this year, along with his partner Andrew Crystal. Nick Lardis, eighth in rookie scoring for the IceHogs. Over to the near side, Andrew Parrott had his stick lifted by Sonny Milano, who factored in on a few goals in his season debut with the Bears last night. Now Crystal will knife this out as far as center. Strong play on the puck from Jake Furlong, able to move it right back into the Hershey direction. Now give and go in neutral territory. Milano in over the line, harassed by three IceHogs right inside of the near side wall. Now Lombardi brings it out. Gains center toward the blue line, lofts it gently into the corner. Big collision, not so gently that time, from Jamie Engelbert, finishing a check on his man, Ilya Protas. That was Gucciardi, beg your pardon, number 48 in white. Jamie Engelbert, familiar with a couple of these guys. He played 38 games with head coach Jared Nightingale in South Carolina last season. He had 31 points with the Stingrays last year. Big collision that time on Gucciardi. Aside from the fight last night between Dalton Smith and Connor Milmock, not a whole lot of physicality between these two teams. See if that ratchets up in the final of a two-game set this evening. This puck wired in around the boards, out of the reach of Rodrigue. Up to the point, a shot turned aside, right back onto the stick of Gucciardi, who plays it on the backhand, shoveled it into the far side corner. Worked along for Protas. Up to the point, Gucciardi's shot dribbled in toward the goal, sticked aside that time by Tage Harding. Two players aside cancel. Looks like a shaken up IceHog. It was Lardis a little bit slow to get back to his stick. Puck, meanwhile, back behind the cage, up to the point. Louis Belpidio from Tony Anato, now back into the corner. Puck settled down, a one-timer right in the circle. Ilya Protas let it go, missed stick side. Long shift for the IceHogs inside of their own zone. Gucciardi far side, and a big stop on the glove hand side from Olivier Rodrigue. Big stop, and now we've got an arm in the air, a delayed penalty coming up against Hershey. How quickly momentum shifts on that opportunity as the Bears, nice combination pass to get Rodrigue going side to side. The IceHogs netminder with a strong glove save, and then moments later, Hershey taking a penalty, and the IceHogs back to the Hennig power play. Ivan Miroshnichenko to the sin bin. And the second power play coming up for the IceHogs. Couple of chances on that first look, just about a minute 30 into the contest. Slashing the call to Miroshnichenko. Face-off coming up to the blocker side of Clay Stevenson. His second start against the IceHogs this season. Some growing frustration inside the BMO Center. The puck yet to be dropped Now we drop it, and DJ King will get to the puck into the corner. Puck now to the side of the cage. Stevenson will get the trapper on it. We'll try yet again the face-off over to that blocker's side. Our lines people tonight, Luke Pye and Mike Daltrey. Our referees, Adam Tobias and Ibrahim Afri. Our officiating crew tonight between the Bears and the IceHogs, the series finale between these two this season. Some applause now as Grant Cruikshank tossed out of the face-off circle. Puck now finally dropped. A 50-50 battle over to the far side wall, controlled by the IceHogs. Sitting around the boards for Brett Sini. Had it poked away from him. Up to the point. Nice keep in by Dmitry Kuzmin. Finding Thompson in the circle. Too hot to handle. And now goes off of the stick of Louis Belpidio into the corner. Scrum ensues. Back behind the cage. 3 aside. And it works loose to Strome. Pitchforks it out towards center. In on Rodrigue. He's got a bear bearing down on him. He'll move it along for Dmitry Kuzmin. First 40 seconds elapsing on the Miroshnichenko slashing call. Pass through center, intercepted. Here comes Leeson, cutting toward the goal. He scores. That one goes through Rodrigue on the blocker's side. 9th short-handed goal on the season for the Hershey Bears, and they take a 1-0 lead. 9:58 to go in the opening period. The pass through center intercepted. It was a strong read by Brett Leeson. The Alberta native just firing it through the netminder for his 12th goal of the season. It's a strong play from an NHL vet. He's got over 220 games under his belt in the National Hockey League between Anaheim and Washington. Now another chance on in, and a big glove save by Rodrigue, keeping the IceHogs in it. That was Leeson yet again. Almost his second short-handed goal on this same shift. And the puck is skipped down the IceHogs netminder. A power play that's quickly turned on its side. 40 seconds to go on the man advantage. Del Mastro in after his own puck. Into the corner, intercepted by Cruikshank. Plays it off the glass, and here comes Protas. Protas with speed, working in on Lombardi. A strong play defensively, now along off of the skate of Rem Pitlick. Another turnover. Protas in on goal to the backhand, shielding away. Ran out of real estate, has it back behind the cage, thrown to the goal. Intercepted by Pitlick in the final 15 of the power play. Lardis in over the line. He'll lodge it into the corner. Pitlick intercepts. He was watched closely by Ryan Chesley for Hershey. This is swiped out towards center. Final seconds melt off. A short-handed tally for the Hershey Bears take a 1-0 lead as the gate swings open and Miroshnichenko back on the ice. Rockford 0 for 2 on the man advantage as this puck ricocheted off of the glass into the netting, out of play. Brett Leeson's 12th goal of the season. It's a short-handed goal, gives Hershey a 1-0 lead. 8:37 to go, period 1. You're watching IceHogs hockey on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. It's powered by BMO.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn care by Walter.
Is this the year you're finally going to move forward on creating your perfect outdoor living space? A brick patio, a lush new landscape design, maybe a fire pit or water feature. Whatever your vision, trust the ICPI certified team at Lawn Care by Walter to get it done just exactly right. For inspiration, visit the gallery page at lcbwalter.com today.
For roofing and siding, call Martin Exteriors at 833 Martin 1.
Did the severe storms cause damage to your home or business? Damage can be hard to see, so it's important to have Martin Exteriors do a free inspection. Our team of experts will help you work with your insurance company to get you the roof and siding you deserve. Call us today at
833 Martin 1.
We're back inside the BMO Center. 8:37 to go in period number 1. The Bears take a 1-0 lead. For a share of the lead in the American Hockey League as well, they get a shorthanded goal. It's the 9th of the season for the Bears. That tied with the Bakersfield Condors and the Manitoba Moose. That goal comes from Brett Leeson on the shorthanded attempt for the Hershey Bears. They take a 1-0 lead. 1 goal on 9 shots for Hershey. IceHogs look to respond. Picked up by Harrison Israels along the near sidewall. Pinned to the boards, able to move it along for Misiak. Centering feet in front for Gagne. Turned aside by the goal stick of Clay Stevenson. Now this puck right back into that near side corner. Israels reverses for Gagne. Finding Misiak. Was turned aside right back to the wall. Misiak along the corner wall. Watched by a pair of Bears into the corner. Worked over to the far side. Israel wins that puck. Furlong sends it back down low for Misiak. Has it behind the cage. Surveys. Thrown to the goal looking for Gagne. Never got through. Nice play by Israel's. Got it up to the point. Shot fired wide off of the boards. A lively rebound can be controlled by Suzdalev. Moves it ahead and a chance. And a rising shot off of the stick of Matt Strome. Just went over top of the glove side of Rodrigue and got the glass. Bears have picked up a couple of quick chances in transition in this opening period. Here's Milano, skate to stick, in over the line, strong play, Furlong able to poke that right back out towards center. Corey Schooneman just inside of the IceHogs blue line, picked up by Lombardi, knifed away from him, and now right back in, shoveled along for the Bears. Here's a chance from Milano into the breadbasket of Rodrigue, who surrenders no rebound. So Bakersfield, Hershey, and Manitoba, all with 9 shorthanded goals for this season. Rockford behind them with 8 shorthanded goals on the campaign this year. A couple of bad bounces in neutral zone. Little drop pass that time by Brett Leeson to Sonny Milano, who factored in on a goal, and a couple of helpers for number 15. The longtime NHL vet Sonny Milano, who cleared waivers yesterday, made his season debut with the Hershey Bears last night, earning the number 1 star to his credit. This puck volleyed into the Hershey zone. Gavin Hayes along for Joey Anderson, reverses over to the near side for Brett Sini, celebrating a birthday this evening. Brett Sini, the IceHogs captain. Puck up to the point, controlled by Kuzman, fires toward the goal. That was blocked in front. That was Leeson getting in the way. Right back into the direction of Leeson. He's got space. It's a clapper in off of the pad of Rodrigue. The rebound was controlled by Gavin Hayes. A big rebound surrendered on a heavy shot. Bears finding their rhythm as this opening period has gone long. 1 goal on 11 shots. Now a chance in for Cruikshank. He's in alone, and a big save, Rodrigue. He stays with it and doesn't surrender a rebound. Quick passing play by Hershey, and that just sprung forward Grant Cruikshank, who was in all alone. Big save by Rodrigue has been tested early on in his Rockford debut. It's a quick little deke to the forehand. Rodrigue making the save. Cruikshank, 12 games with Jared Nightingale in the South Carolina Stingrays last season. One of a handful of players that night he coached with the Stingrays last year in the ECHL, the Hershey Bears affiliate. Face-off initially won by Toninato, went to the wall, scooped up by Lardis, who brings it in with speed toward the blue line, was held up just a bit, elects to circle it around the boards. Puck controlled by Strome, knifed it out towards center, now scooped along into the direction of Ethan Del Mastro, trying to dance away from traffic. That's Cruikshank right on his tail. Now Toninato picks it up, takes a hit after the whistle, and that's going to draw the ire of Tage Harding. Harding dropping the gloves. Oh, and he connects with a massive right. Harding going up against Justin Nachbauer. And an uppercut by Harding that time. 6'7" Tage Harding trying to get loose. Nachbauer comes back with a left. Still, they're tied up back behind the cage. They move toward the circle. Ref's not moving in just yet. Nachbauer tried one time. got the shoulder of Harding. Now the linesman will come in. But Tage Harding not appreciating that late hit on Toninato. A penalty was coming up against the IceHogs. That's what drew the whistle. And then Nakbar with the late hit on Toninato. Remember, Dominic Toninato took a hit up high in last night's game, and that drew the ire of Connor Milmock. We'll take another look on the other side of the break. 5:44 to go, 1-0 Hershey. We'll recap all the penalties on the other side. And the IceHogs Broadcast Network, it's powered by BMO.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Wilson Electric performs commercial, industrial, governmental, and institutional electrical work. Throughout the years, Wilson Electric has made a significant impact in the Rockford and Northern Illinois areas by participating in numerous commercial, institutional, industrial, church, hospital, and school construction projects. Wilson Electric Company is proud to be the oldest union electrical contractor in Rockford, Illinois. Whether the assignment covers new construction, modernization of an existing site, or a service/maintenance of existing facilities, customers have come to depend on the Wilson Electric traditions of experience and commitment. Officiating crew sorting everything out at center ice. They go to talk to the benches. Ethan Del Mastro, initial penalty was coming up on him. He's in the box along with Tage Harding. It'll be a power play coming up for Hershey. So Del Mastro getting the initial call. And then Tage Harding and Justin Nakbar dropping the gloves will get matching penalties. Of course, that late hit on Toninato. Tage Harding, who is starting to showcase this side of his game, the rookie defenseman out of Providence College. Of course, he's got a lot in that frame. So Nakbar and Harding called for the fight. Actually, we end up skating 4 aside, I beg your pardon. So another penalty assessed to Nakbar. So that cancels out the Del Mastro penalty. Tage Harding gets a round of applause for dropping the gloves here inside the BMO Center. We skate 4 aside, a lot of open ice. Leeson with space, fires on the blocker's side, got the glass. Watched by Furlong behind the cage. Leeson has it. Moves up to the point. Bobbled off of the stick that time of McDonald. Gucciardi, number 48, going in after it. He'll leave the puck into the corner. Can be corralled by Protas. With 5 to go, period number 1. We skate 4 aside, a 1-0 Hershey lead. Chesley moseys on and over the blue line into the corner. Watched by a couple of IceHogs on that near side. Puck worked loose for Miroshnichenko. Tried to let a shot go, whiffed on it. Puck picked up by Anderson into the corner. Now right back for Miroshnichenko. He's got Protas going to the goal. Miroshnichenko up to the point. Back for Protas. Protas up at the point, leaves it off for Schoenemann. Schoenemann, a couple of head fakes, lost the handle. Right back for Protas, knifed aside by Ryan Mast, and now Ryan Mast will move the puck out as far as neutral territory. Final 30 seconds, 4-on-4. Del Mastro and Nakbar. The penalties, Tage Harding and Nakbar then dropping the gloves. Floating into the IceHogs zone, Andrew Parrott picks it up. Along for Furlong, far side. Now Parrott, he's got some space to gain the blue line. Drops it off for Cini. Surveys his options, finds Pitlick into the corner. Pitlick stapled to the wall that time by Chesley. Furlong connects, big collision that time with Andrew Parrott. Here's a chance, Furlong, as Rim Pitlick tried to go back for Furlong, was intercepted. We're back to 5-on-5. Bears bring it in over the line. Puck knocked loose and controlled by Furlong. Now Del Mastro picking it along for Andrew Parrott. 3 defensemen out on the ice for the IceHogs. Now they'll make changes. DJ King into the zone. Turned aside by Gavin Hayes, and DJ King just lofts it into the corner. Kuzman tried to bank it off the boards, was intercepted. Now the Bears control. Back along the near side wall. Shot from distance, turned aside, batted out of midair that time by Crystal, and it went into the corner. This is elevated as far as the blue line, but kept alive. A shot from distance, turned aside, into the goal glove of Olivier Rodrigue. That was Louis Belpidio that time, the Illinois native, moving in, able to let that shot go. Got a lot of time and space and fired it from just outside of the dot, and a strong glove stop by Rodrigue, who has been tested early and often in this opening period. Face-off picked up by the IceHogs. Del Mastro along from Mast. The final 2:45 to go of the opening period. The lone goal coming short-handed from Brett Leeson. Stoppage of play and a penalty coming up. It's going to be against Harrison Israels and the IceHogs. So now the first power play for the Bears coming up. They cashed in twice on the man advantage in last night's victory over the IceHogs. They went 2 for 5 on the power play. You see right there the faintest of hooks from Harrison Israels. Gets called, and the IceHogs to the JM Construction penalty kill for the first time tonight. Face-off won by the IceHogs into the corner, retrieved by Milano. Belpidio finding Protus. They play catch along the blue line. Protus moving in, far side for Milano. Now one-timer by Belpidio, wired it just wide. Centering feed intercepted by Anderson, and he'll knock it down the rest of the way. And the IceHogs can make changes. First 30 seconds elapsing on the Israels penalty. Kuzman chopping at that loose puck just outside of the blue line. IceHogs able to clear. Now scooped up by Kuzman. Skates over center. Looking for a short-handed chance. Kuzman cutting toward the goal, going up high, and that went off of the mask of a falling Clay Stevenson, who fell into the goal to knock it off of its moorings on what looked to be a nothing play from Dmitry Kuzman. Results in a little bit of chaos inside of the Hershey zone, and a heads-up play by Clay Stevenson, making that stop up high. Dmitry Kuzman, a goal and a helper in the first game this season between Hershey and Rockford back on January the 3rd. He's got 4 goals and 6 assists, number 93 on the blue line for the IceHogs. This is a face-off win for Rockford inside of the Hershey zone. Parrot toward the goal, and that fluttered just wide. Tony Nato able to pick things up along the far side wall. Now the Bears will control in the final minute of the power play, their first of the night. Milano sachets through traffic, drops it off for Miroshnichenko. Miroshnichenko into the corner, down low, now up to the point for Belpidio. Fires it far side, back for Belpidio. He's shadowed by Tony Nato. Over to the far side circle, up for Protus. Protus quickly had time and space knocked down as back up to the point for Belpidio in the final 35 seconds to go. The power play for Hershey. Minute 15 to go in the opening period. Belpidio lost the handle. That gave Tony Nato some time to try and track down that loose puck. Now it's wired right back along the wall for Protus. Near side point. Bumped off of the puck. His pass intercepted by a falling Tony Nato, who gave it up, and a chance right in on Rodrigue, who makes a save. Miroshnichenko right on top of the goaltender. And Olivier Rodrigue with another big stop. 14th shot in this opening period for Hershey. Tony Nato had a chance, and the puck kind of caught up in his skates, lost his balance, and then a quick shot from Triniev with Miroshnichenko right on the doorstep. And Rodrigue, that puck might have changed directions. Rodrigue making the save. Didn't surrender a second chance to the waiting Ivan Miroshchenko, a face-off won by Rockford, sent down the length of the ice in the final 10 seconds of the power play for Hershey. Chesley in over the line, fires it along the wall. Final seconds melt off, the gate swings open. Israel's back out onto the ice. The IceHogs survive their first penalty of the night. Shot fired down, but they're going to go right back to the penalty kill. Stevenson to the bench, arm in the air. Extra attacker out in the final 25 seconds of this opening period. Delayed penalty coming up against Rockford. Milano in over the line, controls the puck from the circle, far side, behind the cage, shielding away, centering feed controlled. Now touched up by Aiden Thompson in the final 16 seconds, and Rockford right back to the penalty kill. High sticking will be the call. The IceHogs right back to the JM Construction penalty kill. Penalty kill for the bulk of this season has been a bright spot for the IceHogs special teams. They've struggled over the last handful of games. They do surrender the 2 power play goals last night. Penalty kill coming in at 80.7% on the season, so it's Israel's who will go right back to the sin bin. Called for the high stick, 2 minutes on the board, 16 seconds to go in the opening period, and a 1-0 Hershey lead on 14 shots in the first frame. Faceoff will be to the blocker side of Rodrigue. It's won by Protas, up to the point for Belpidio. Finds Milano, his pass into the direction of Protas in the final 10 seconds. Now back for Belpidio, over for Protas, moves in, far side for Milano, went off of his skate, Furlong controls, fires it off of the stanchion, went right back into a danger area. Fortunately, there were a few IceHogs right there to send it down the length of the ice as time expires in the opening period. Brett Leeson, a short-handed goal. The Alberta native getting the Bears on the board first. His 12th goal of the season, the 9th short-handed goal on the year for the Hershey Bears as they take a 1-0 lead into the first period of intermission. Shots 14-5 in favor of Hershey, and a strong opening period for Olivier Rodrigue in his IceHogs debut, his first game action since April the 12th, 2025. With the Bakersfield Condors. He goes 13 of 14 in that first frame. We'll take an in-depth look in that opening period and also a look around the American Hockey League and check in on Dana Gray and the Chicago Blackhawks out in Denver, Colorado as they battle the Colorado Avalanche. All that and more on the Rockford Injury Lawyers first period intermission report. On the other side of the break, the IceHogs broadcast network that's powered by BMO.
Rockford Injury Lawyers, serving Rockford since 2011. If you or a loved one is hurt in a car accident or on the job, you may not know that talking to an injury lawyer is free. We're not paid unless we get you paid. For a free 24/7 consultation, text or call Rockford Injury Lawyers at 815-964-8303. 815-964-8303. We are always ready to help you. Rockford Injury Lawyers, serving Rockford since 2011.
Steve Summers here with exciting news for the Stay Line. The world is now at our fingertips, thanks to American Airlines and the Chicago Rockford International Airport. You can always fly from Rockford to Nashville, Fort Myers, Punta Cana, Vegas, Phoenix, Tampa, Sarasota, and more. And you can grab those tickets at flyrfd.com. But now, beginning October 20th, you can connect from the Chicago Rockford International Airport to O'Hare Airport and reach over 150 additional destinations through American Airlines landline. Plus, you'll get convenient and affordable parking right here in Rockford. You can check in, clear your bags and yourself through TSA security, and then your bags will go straight to your final destination while you enjoy seamless connecting convenience right to your gate at O'Hare Airport. Wow! Plus, you can even earn those extra air miles that you've been looking for and local points through American Airlines with this new service from Rockford. It's airside to airside hassle-free travel thanks to your Chicago Rockford International Airport. Get details and, more importantly, those tickets at flyrfd.com, through AA.com, or on American's mobile app.
Culligan Water not only sells water softeners, including the world's best, but also rents them, something big box plumbers and online sellers don't do. With renting, you never pay for repairs or extended warranties, and there's no big upfront purchase cost. Culligan handles everything. And by renting, if your water needs change, Culligan can handle that too. After all, we're the world's largest dealer network.
Visit uswatercompany.com to get a $10 introductory rental.
Building Northern Illinois through quality union craftsmanship. The Northwestern Illinois Building Trades is an alliance of 17 craft unions that work together to improve relationships and create harmony among its member organizations. The NWIBT works with contractors, construction professionals, students, and the community. Whether you're looking to hire a qualified contractor for your construction project, researching a career in the trades, or just hoping to learn more about union construction, we can help. Learn more at nwibt.org.
Rockford Mutual is more than just an insurance company. We're an organization committed to helping those who need us most. When you need assistance after a storm, accident, or as a business owner, our team of expert adjusters will go the extra mile to ease your mind and settle your claim promptly and fairly. Our goal is exceptional service, innovation, and security for you and your family.
Visiting Bears take the lead tonight. A short-handed goal from Brett Leeson in that first period, giving Hershey a 1-0 lead on 14 shots in that first period on a debut for Olivier Rodrigue, and they did not really ease him in to that opening period. He makes 13 stops in his first game action since April the 12th, 2025. Dana Gray was able to catch up with the newest IceHogs netminder earlier this week, talking about his quick transition into Rockford and, of course, his comeback, having suffered an injury back in last season and having to go through the whole recovery process. So we tune into that interview now in the Rockford Injury Lawyers first period intermission report.
Alrighty, well, first off, welcome to Rockford and welcome to the organization. What have the last 48, 72 hours been for you? Obviously getting the deal with the Blackhawks and then getting here to Rockford.
There was a lot of travels, that's for sure, but really excited for the opportunity to be here. And I haven't played in a long time, but it's nice to get a chance to go back and play with a team, so really excited.
Yeah, how did that feel getting back out on the ice? And tell us a little bit about what this year has been like for you on and off the ice.
I've been feeling good the last for quite some time now. I just had to wait for a team to take a chance on me, but yeah, my back feels really fine. My body feels great, so I just I got my chance right now, so I need to take it. But it's been a long time since I played, but really excited.
Yeah, you just mentioned it. How motivated are you to prove, obviously, to this team that took the chance on you and everyone else that you are ready here to play?
Yeah, at one point, with the surgery and all that stuff, you don't really know what's gonna happen next to you, but I'm still able to walk today, so I'm grateful for that. And the surgeon did a great job, and right after surgery, that was a big relief for me. So, like I said, I got a chance to do what I love again, and I'm very grateful and got the opportunity here, and I'll make the most of it.
Does it make you appreciate getting to play this game for a living a little bit more, having it, hanging in the balance a little bit?
Sometimes you take it for granted, but you never know until something like that happened to you. So, like I said, very grateful to be here and get to do what I love again.
I know you spent a lot of time in Bakersfield and a little time up with the Oilers too, but what's it like coming into a room and meeting 30 new people? What's that like?
That's a lot of names that right now I cannot remember, but surely in the next few days I'm going to have to look at the website page and trying to put some names on faces. But yeah, the guys have been great with me, the staff too, and yeah, I'm really excited.
It's good to know for Dane and I. We put together the roster page on the website. Good to know that gets a couple of eyeballs every now and then. Again, a big welcome to Olivier Rodrigue. He makes 13 stops in that opening period of play. We'll recap that first period on the other side of the break in the Rockford Injury Lawyers first period intermission report.
For your insurance needs, turn to Country Financial for an insurance company you can count on. Country Financial has been providing insurance and protecting families for 100 years. Our dedicated reps are in your community and ready to get you the protection you need. Learn more at countryfinancial.com.
When you need plumbing and drain services, call your locally owned and operated Roto-Rooter and get the problem fixed fast. Call 1-800-GET-ROTO or visit online at rotorooter.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Something.
Welcome back inside the BMO Center in beautiful downtown Rockford, Illinois, the final of a 6-game homestand for the Rockford IceHogs. They've spent a lot of time at home in the month of February, of course, a busy month around the BMO Center that all kind of culminated in that All-Star Classic on the 10th and 11th, with the entire American Hockey League world descending in on Rockford, and we heard nothing but great things. A really great event. A shout out to CHSN for putting on a show, and the guy who is just a few feet to the right of me, Garrett Mitchell, former IceHogs captain turned Hershey Bears color commentator. He came back to serve on the broadcast team for that event, and he's back in Rockford this weekend with the Hershey Bears broadcast team. He dropped the ceremonial first puck last night to a pretty big, thunderous applause. Of course, Garrett Mitchell, former captain, played a long time here in Rockford. Good friends with Brett Sini, who's celebrating a birthday today. So a couple of those connections coming through with a couple of teams that don't get to see each other a whole lot during the regular season. And this is just the 4th time all time that Hershey has made their way down to downtown Rockford. They were 0-2 going into the game last night, and they picked up the 4-1 victory to the tune of a couple of power play goals that helped them out in that win. Rockford would go 1 for 5 on the man advantage. They start out tonight 0 for 2 on the power play and surrender a short-handed goal to Brett Leeson, his 12th goal of the season. He's got 30 points on the year and now 37 games. Over 220 NHL games for Brett Leeson between Washington and Anaheim. This is his second stint with the Hershey Bears. But he picks up that shorthanded goal at 10:01 of the opening period. It's unassisted. His 12th of the year would give Hershey the 1-0 lead as the IceHogs go 0 for 2 on the man advantage in that first period. They do kill off a penalty from Harrison Israels at 17:18. But as soon as Israels gets right back onto the ice, he gets called for another infraction for high sticking. A minute 44 of carryover power play time for the Bears to start the middle stanza. And what has been overall a pretty strong year, or pretty strong period for the IceHogs all year in the middle period. But they will have their work cut out for them in that middle period to start things out on the penalty kill against a Hershey team that struck twice on the man advantage last night. Rockford outscoring their opponents 54-50 in the middle period. And they've had a tough time, especially in that third period. They give up 3 last night. They have a 21-goal differential in the third period of play. The IceHogs hope they have a bit of a lead to protect in that third period. They get just 5 shots on goal in that opening period. 14 shots tallied for Hershey in that first frame. testing Olivier Rodrigue early and often in that opening period. It was a great conversation with Dana Gray and Rodrigue as we had chatted with him in his first couple of days here in Rockford. He heard him talk about just the quick travel, signed by Chicago a few days prior, flying into O'Hare and then making the way down I-90 down to Rockford. A Quebec native. He was initially drafted by the Edmonton Oilers in the second round of the 2018 entry draft. 131 AHL games played, a 61-52-15 career record, a 2.92 goals against average, and a .905 save percentage. And he makes his IceHogs debut tonight. He makes 13 stops on 14 shots in that opening period of play as the IceHogs wrapping up this 6-game homestand with their work cut out in front of them, trying to chip their way into a playoff spot. 5 points behind the Admirals as we take a look at the Central Division standings. The Grand Rapids Griffins, if you had looked in the standings or on social media, your eyes aren't deceiving you. That X next to their name is correct. They clinched a playoff berth last night with 84 points on the season, 40 wins, 8 losses, and 3 overtime losses. And the top spot, the American Hockey League, they punched their ticket to the Calder Cup playoffs. Chicago in the number 2 spot in the division with 63 points on the year, 26-11-6 their record. Manitoba coming in tonight, a 24-18-4 record with 53 points on the year. Texas, the Stars, 24-22-3-1, 52 points, 10 points ahead of the IceHogs. They're in that number 4 spot. The Milwaukee Admirals with a 20-22-4-3 record, 5 points ahead with 47 points on the year. They're taking on the Manitoba Moose. We'll take a look at that score in just a moment. Rockford with 42 points coming into tonight's game, a 19-29-2-2 mark. The Iowa Wild picked up a win last night. They have a 17-29-4-1 record. They're just 3 points behind Rockford now with 39 points on the year. The Wild taking on the Grand Rapids Griffins. They got the win last night, 3-2 in regulation. They're on the wrong side of a 4-1 score. 7 minutes gone by in the third period of that contest from Van Andel Arena. Of course, a game that a lot of IceHogs fans will be paying attention to. The Milwaukee Admirals taking on the Manitoba Moose. Milwaukee 5 points ahead of Rockford with 3 games in hand as well. They've got a 4-2 lead over Manitoba. 4 minutes gone by in the third period as Milwaukee with a 3 spot in that middle period, erupting to the 4-2 advantage over Manitoba at the moment. The Texas Stars playing host to the San Diego Gulls. That'll be the IceHogs opponent next Friday and Saturday out in sunny San Diego. That's a 2-1 Gulls lead just getting underway in the second period of play. The Chicago Wolves victorious over the Toronto Marlies in a shootout this afternoon. Chicago a 5-4 shootout win over Toronto to pick up their 27th win of the year, points 64 and 65. Dana Gray up with the parent club, the Chicago Blackhawks, for a 4-game road trip. They fell a few nights ago in Nashville, a 4-2 loss. They were taking on the Colorado Avalanche this afternoon, and Colorado picks up a 3-1 victory. That game going final. Connor Bedard, the lone Chicago goal. A power play tally, his 25th of the year. Tyler Bertuzzi and Teuvo Teravainen finding the back of the net for Chicago in a 3-1 loss. Cale Makar, Gavin Brindley would find the back of the net. Makar with an empty netter would get a 2-goal night. Well, a 1-0 deficit for the IceHogs heading into the middle period. They'll start on the penalty kill. We'll bring you all the action on the other side of the break on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. It's powered by BMO.
The IceHogs team store is the perfect place to rep your team, your colors, and show your support for hockey in the state line. Located inside the BMO Center on the concourse between sections 104 and 105, find all the latest IceHogs and Blackhawks gear with weekly discounts to take advantage of. Next time you're at the BMO Center, make sure to visit the store and head to icehogs.com for selective online items to rep the IceHogs at the rink and at home.
Beat the rising prices with Martin Exteriors. The cost to replace your roof will never be this low again. With no payments until next year, now is the time to act. Call us today at
833 Martin 1.
rebuilding our community one project at a time. Project First Rate is a nonprofit labor management organization representing local tradespeople and contractors. We stand for craftsmanship, dedication, and a commitment to our community. Learn more about how we're building a stronger future for all of us at projectfirstrate.com.
Don't miss the heart-pumping, hard-hitting, electrifying action of IceHogs hockey at home. Inside the best rink in the AHL with the most passionate fans, hockey at the BMO Center is the perfect place for friends, family, and parties to take in a night in downtown Rockford. Single game tickets are available for the rest of the season at icehogs.com and at ticketmaster.com against opponents like the Chicago Wolves, Grand Rapids Griffins, and Milwaukee Admirals. Get your tickets today.
The Happy Cannabis Company is the Rockford area's premier cannabis dispensary and your destination for exclusive deals and a loyalty program, where every purchase earns you real rewards. Visit us online at thehappycanico.com or in person at either our Rockford or Loves Park location. That's thehappycanico.com, CANNACO.com. Must be 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
Big second period coming up for the IceHogs as they look to avoid the weekend and season series sweep at the hands of the Hershey Bears. They trail 1-0. Will start on the penalty kill for 1:44 in this middle period. Nick Laupie is with you here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday night with us. You're watching on WIFR, on FloHockey, or listening along on the radio stream powered by Mixler. The IceHogs, a loss last night to Hershey 4-1, currently trailing 1-0. In the final of a 6-game homestand before they take on the Grand Rapids Griffins Wednesday night in Van Andel Arena. Puck is dropped and we are underway in the middle stanza. Face-off cleanly won by the IceHogs, and Parrott fires it down the length of the ice as we get going middle period, and the second penalty kill of the night for the IceHogs. 1-for-1 in that first frame. Miroshnichenko picks it along for the Bears. He'll angle it off of the boards over to the far side. Protas, his pass off of the mark for Belpidio, who has to retreat back to center. Protas in over the line. He'll horseshoe it around the boards to the near sidewall. Del Mastro up to the point. Kept alive by the Bears. Controlled by Triniev, centering feed onto the waiting stick of Joey Anderson. He fires it off of the boards and down the length of the ice in the final minute of the Harrison Israel's high sticking penalty. And just about a minute gone by in the second period. 2 power play tallies for the Bears in last night's contest. Rifled along the boards by Parrott, kept alive by Chesley. Down for Sonny Milano. Now for Bogdan Triniev as this puck is deflected, and now a penalty coming up, but a chance from the blue line in. Bretzini moving in, sent it just wide. Kept alive by Toninato. Delayed penalty on for Hershey, picked up by Gavin Hayes, now touched up by a Bears stick. And with 17 seconds left on the Israel's penalty, it will skate for his side. And then an abbreviated power play for Rockford, but a heads-up pass to spring forward Bretzini on a chance for the IceHogs captain on that delayed penalty. Fired it just wide. And we'll see there the high sticking back behind the net of Olivier Rodrigue, and that will send Bogdan Triniev to the sin bin. One of those top prospects for the Capitals organization. He made his AHL or his NHL debut back in December against the Winnipeg Jets. He's got 23 points on the season. He'll sit for 2. IceHogs hope he's not sitting for the entire 2 minutes. They can cash in on the power play. They got a goal last night on the man advantage from Joey Anderson. But first 17 seconds of 4-on-4 time. The second time this evening we've skated with a little bit of extra ice. Neither team cashing in on that first opportunity. Quick turnover back behind the Bears cage. Now it's picked up by Lardis. He toes the line, keeps it alive, lets a shot go, ring it off of the iron. A heavy shot from Lardis beat the netminder, but not the post. Second time this weekend Lardis has rang it off of the pipe. Now Rockford to the power play as Mast lets one go. Deflected by DJ King, who's down in a heap that blocked that one-time chance out of play. Israel's out of the box, and the IceHogs to the Henning power play for the second time tonight. And Nick Lardis takeaway, towing the line, creates the space in between the circles, and man, just off of the iron. He had one off of the post last night, and it's right back onto his stick now off of that face-off win. Power play go for Rockford, thrown to the goal. Couldn't hit the intended target. Now the Bears bring it out towards center. It's a foot race into the zone. Nice play by Kevin Lombardi to negate that chance from Grant Cruikshank. Del Mastro to center for Lardis. Chopped off the boards and back behind the cage, wrapped around. Rem Pitlick couldn't control. Now scaled down the length of the ice. In the final minute coming up in the IceHogs power play. 2.5 gone by, period 2. A 1-0 Hershey lead. A shorthanded tally for the Bears in that opening period, courtesy of Brett Leeson. This pass intercepted, now a breakaway developing for Leeson. He comes in wide. Brett Leeson again to the backhand. Turned aside, never got a shot off, but because he was interfered with illegally by Ethan Del Mastro, and a delayed call coming up will wipe out the rest of the IceHogs power play. Leeson moving right back into the near side wing, back behind the cage, hits the brakes. Looks for his options onto the stick of Toninato, who thought about firing it into the open cage, but the whistle blows, and we'll skate 4 aside yet again. And the Bears back to the man advantage. Leeson in a bid for his second short-handed goal of this game. Turned aside, Del Mastro defending, but get called for the infraction. Take a closer look here, and gets the hook around the hands just at the last moment, negating that opportunity for Leeson. Ethan Del Mastro back to the penalty box for the second time tonight. It's one thing we talked with Coach Nightingale ahead of this weekend series, that they had to be a bit more disciplined against a power play that has found their rhythm in the last handful of games. They cashed in twice last night. 20 seconds of 4-on-4 time, the third time tonight we've skated 4 aside. All been abbreviated opportunities. Into the zone comes Schooneman, lost the handle, now will wrap around the boards, coughed up by Rodrigue. He got a little bit of help from Parrott behind his own cage, and that springs Furlong up into open ice. Now for Cini moving in, fires a shot, save, rebound onto the stick of Cini, was turned aside by a pair of Bears. And now moving on in is Treneyev out of the box, 5-on-4 power play for Hershey ago with 1:20. A good chance for Brett Cini. He's had a couple of looks in this second frame. Cycled along over to the near side for Clark. He reverses right back onto the waiting stick of Andrew Parrott behind the cage. Treneyev goes down. No call. He was looking for one. We play on. Puck picked up by Toninato. He's got Cini streaking with him through center. It's a 2-on-2 if they hurry. Toninato moving in. Toe drags, tried to go between the legs. Was knifed away from him. He'll just retreat back into that near side corner and go off for a change. Treneyev bringing it back in over center. Now over the blue line. Picked right back up along the near side wall. 35 seconds to go on the power play. Clark moves it over to Milano on the far side. Off of the wall, back for Clark. They play catch over to that far side wing. Over the stick of Milano, and now Engelbert's going to give it a chance. In from the blue line, he's watched closely, lets a shot go. Belpidio got his stick in the lane at the last moment, and now some extra shoving after the whistle. Everyone comes together back behind the Hershey cage. Toninato and Engelbert right in the middle of it. Belpidio has lost his lid, figuratively and literally. Tage Harding right in the midst of things. Toninato and Brett Leeson right there. And cooler heads for the most part will prevail. Didn't see what caught the eye, or it looked like a strong stick check from Belpidio to negate the opportunity. Jamie Engelbert with a big stride, able to create a chance. Oh, there was the extra shove into the glass. Oh, by Louis Belpidio. Yeah, I don't blame Engelbert on that. It was a hit up toward the head area into the glass. We'll see what penalties arise from that matter. That's a good stick check by Belpidio. Puck goes out of play. We got the elbow up high on Engelbert, who takes exception. Jamie Engelbert, not a guy that you want to make mad. 6'5", 230 pounds. Couple of IceHogs in the sin bin. Of course, Ethan Del Mastro with 20 seconds left on his penalty. Like Engelbert was back in there. I believe Belpidio, the lone bear in the box. Officiating crew still sorting everything out at the scorer's box. So it's Del Mastro, Toninato, Engelbert in the box for Rockford. Belpidio and another mystery bear in the box. Can't quite make out the numbers from over here. Still sorting things out on the ice. Back to stays a 5-on-4, so we'll get some coincidental minor penalties. The final 20 seconds for Ethan Del Mastro on the clock for his hooking penalty. Bears bring it up over the line. Miroshnichenko fires into the glove hand of Olivier Rodrigue, who holds on. All right, so here we go. We got a bit of the laundry list. Belpidio, 2 minutes for roughing. Brett Leeson, 2 minutes for roughing. Jamie Engelbert and Dominic Toninato, 2 minutes for roughing each. Everything works out, or evens out, I guess I should say. The final 8 seconds of the Del Mastro penalty, and the face-off to the blocker's side of Olivier Rodrigue, who's now faced 15 shots in his IceHogs debut. Win by Hershey off of the draw. One-timer far side, wired wide, and picked right back up for Chesley. Del Mastro out of the box. Back to even strength that the IceHogs survive. Hershey right back in over the line, picked up by Miroshnichenko toward the goal, fluttering loose, now picked up in a chance, spinning around, letting it go was Chernaev. That got glass. Back into the corner as the net comes off on a stoppage of play right behind Rodrigue. And that will give both teams a chance to change. Initial shot fluttered in, and then see Rodrigue there leaning on that near side post. Knocked it off of its moorings just a bit. Play continued for a moment or two. There we go, a little extra help to let the referee know that the net was off. Of course, this AHL veteran and Olivier Rodrigue. Over 130 games in the American Hockey League, all those with the Bakersfield Condors. He did get 2 games with the Oilers, but the bulk of his time in that organization with their AHL affiliate. Brett Cini golfs this out towards center in the direction of Martin Misiak, trying to cut toward the goal. One hand on the stick, thrown to the net. Turned aside by Stevenson, who holds on long enough for the whistle. Martin Misiak, even though the numbers haven't been quite there on the score sheet, he's just gotten stronger and stronger as the year has gone on. The Slovakia rookie, second-round draft pick back in 2023. He's got 3 goals and 6 assists, but has done a good job playing, especially away from the puck, and he's been winning those board battles, been playing well inside of his own zone. Can be a tough adjustment pro level. Of course, he put up some big numbers in Erie in the OHL. He's familiar with the state of Pennsylvania, with Youngstown in the USHL, won a championship with the Phantoms. And then out in Erie, in the Otters of the Ontario Hockey League, his brother, younger brother, Alex Misiak, currently playing with the Erie Otters in the Ontario Hockey League. Clean face-off win that time by Harrison Israels. Tage Harding let a shot go. That was right into the skates of Graham Clark. Knocked out towards center. 3 IceHogs back playing defense, able to knock that opportunity aside, but Graham Clark right back to the goal. Centering feed, slips it through the 5-hole. They score. 3 IceHogs back, not able to win that battle, and Hershey takes a 2-0 lead. Graham Clark on the puck, dropped it off, and I believe that's going to be Matt Strome's goal, who slipped it through the wickets of Olivier Rodrigue, and Hershey doubles their lead with 14:05 to go in the second period. Graham Clark just stays with that play with 3 IceHogs back, wins that battle, and that's an impressive play from Matt Strome, 6'4". He's got a long reach, but that wasn't in his wheelhouse. He was able to get the stick in the right angle just to sweep it through the 5-hole of Rodrigue to give Hershey the 2-0 lead. This puck is going to roll all the way down in on the goal stick of Stevenson, so that negates the icing. Turnover inside of the zone, off of the stick of Parrott. And now right for Aiden Thompson, who tried to reverse for Lombardi, and a chance turned aside by Stevenson. The rebound fluttered into the corner. Thompson picking it up. Head fakes around the corner, now moves up in between the circles. Over to the far side on a backhand shot, turned aside. Right now for Pitlick, fires. That never got through to the cage. A massive humanity in front. Still they battle for it. It ricochets back behind the cage. Thompson up to the point, controlled by Parrott. Good response shift from the IceHogs, now given away, and the Bears clear as far as neutral territory. Fired in by Ryan Chesley, the St. Paul, Minnesota native. Onto the stick of Rodrigue, and now out to center off of the skate of Bretzini, who picks it right back up, settling down a bouncing puck inside of the zone. Down low into the direction of Joey Anderson. He got knocked off the puck right back in his way. Over on that far side, Mass keeps it alive. Anderson lost his twig, gets it right back, but the puck moving back the other way. Intercepted by Cini, circles right back in. Bretzini moving on in. Centering feed, looking for Hayes, turned aside. Now Anderson with the chance, never got through. Sprawling stop kept alive by Mast inside of the zone. Here's Gavin Hayes again, fires, and a blocker stop by Stevenson. Right for Cini, thrown to the goal from a tough angle behind the goal line, smothered by the glove of Clay Stevenson. Chaos in front of the Hershey net, and the 6'5" netminder standing tall to keep this at a 2-0 Hershey lead. We're back in a flash on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. It's powered by BMO.
Just gonna say it, I lost my wedding ring.
It's fine. Just get a new one printed instantly at a BMO branch.
Not my debit card, my wedding ring.
And lock your lost card on your phone, okay?
I see what's happening here.
I figured. Because you'd never, ever lose the symbolic centerpiece to our eternal love, right?
Who, me? No.
I didn't think so.
I'm gonna go check the garden again for my BMO debit card.
Great idea.
Accounts are subject to approval and are provided in the United States by BMO Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
BMO.
Holding, deep to the backhand, he scores! Hennig Power Protection is hiring right here in the Rockford area. Join a team that builds jaw-dropping generator enclosures and jaw-dropping careers. Expect good pay, work you can be proud of, and a family atmosphere that feels like home. It's time to start your next power play. Apply today at hennigpower.com.
Matt Strome with the goal to give Hershey a 2-0 lead in this middle period. It comes from Graham Clark at 5:55 of period number 2. And right before he went to break, that line of Cini, Hayes, and Anderson resulting in a couple of really strong looks in on Clay Stevenson, but the Hershey netminder making a couple of big stops. This is his second game against the IceHogs this season. He went 20 of 22 back on January the 4th back in Hershey. helping the Bears secure a 5-2 win over the IceHogs. Face-off controlled by Dmitry Kuzmin. Drops it off for Pitlick. Thrown to the goal, redirected by Toninato right in front. Now to the side of the cage. Tried to stash it home on the near side. Turned aside by Stevenson. Puck kept alive by the IceHogs. Here's Ryan Mast with the one-timer. Kicked out by Stevenson. Puck is controlled by Hershey as far as the blue line. Can be intercepted by Toninato at center as the IceHogs look to reload. Lardis off of the glass. Inside of the Hershey zone. Schooneman to the wall. Picked up by the Bears. Approaching the halfway point of regulation tonight. A 2-0 Hershey lead. Downtown Rockford, Illinois. Final meeting of the season between these two teams. Hershey has taken the first 3. Bears back out to center. It's Milano toward the goal. Sticked aside by Rodrigue into the near side corner. Israel's able to control. Took a hit. Moved it as far as the point. Now able to muscle Crystal back out to center. Scooped up by Lardis. Puck poked away from him. Mast on the follow-up. Pull wired around the boards. The IceHogs will make changes. Del Mastro pinned to the wall right in front of the scorer's table. Bears will volley this run right onto the stick of Tage Harding. Negotiates time and space. Will fire it from Misiak. He'll deposit into the corner. Israel's reversing course, finds Misiak into the corner. Nice play. Misiak able to win that battle along the wall. Now Tage Harding sends it down low into the direction of Gagne. Gagne circled over to the far side corner. Drops back for Israel's, trying to win that battle along. Watched closely by DJ King, former IceHog. Del Mastro sachets through traffic. Has it now toward the goal as it ricocheted right off of his stick on the shot opportunity. Never got to the cage. Here's Misiak. Back for Del Mastro now. Strong shift for the IceHogs yet again. Back-to-back shifts. Misiak rifled around the boards for Israel's to the cage. Firing a shot off of the shoulder of Stevenson on that far side. Knocked out towards center. Kept alive by Del Mastro. Bears can't make changes in the period of the long change. Now we get a stoppage of play, a whistle for an offside. Two really strong response shifts from the IceHogs after going down 2-0. The line first of Sini, Hayes, and Anderson, and then Misiak, Israels, and Gagne with a couple of chances. The chance for Del Mastro had an angle on that far side post, but the puck just kind of went on edge as he was trying to let it go. Chance through the middle off of the stick of Triniev. He retrieves the puck into the corner, watched by Furlong, moved up to the point. Wrapped right back around by David Gucciardi. A shot attempt turned aside by Engelbert. Out to center, his pass intercepted. Now Parrott having to dance away from traffic right in front of his own blue line. Engelbert able to move right back over the blue line onside. Drops it off for Aiden Thompson. Puck intercepted by Miroshnichenko. The Bears forward, moving it along. He's watched by Furlong. Miroshnichenko hits the brakes, wraps it around the boards near side. Moving in to play the puck was Chesley. Right back down low for Triniev. Toward the cage, turned aside by Rodrigue. Up to the point, back down low for Triniev. Into the circle, fires into the glove hand. No traffic in front, and Rodrigue makes the save. 2-0 our score. Middle period, IceHogs and Hershey. Right here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, it's powered by BMO.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn care by Walter.
Is this the year you're finally going to move forward on creating your perfect outdoor living space? A brick patio, a lush new landscape design, maybe a fire pit or water feature. Whatever your vision, trust the ICPI certified team at Lawn Care by Walter to get it done just exactly right. For inspiration, visit the gallery page at lcbwalter.com today.
For roofing and siding, call Martin Exteriors at 833 Martin 1.
Did the severe storms cause damage to your home or business? Damage can be hard to see, so it's important to have Martin Exteriors do a free inspection. Our team of experts will help you work with your insurance company to get you the roof and siding you deserve. Call us today at
833 Martin 1.
IceHogs down by a pair. 9:18 to go, period at number 2. In the season finale against the Hershey Bears. Nick Lopius with you here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, powered by BMO, filling in for Dana Gray, who's up the Chicago Blackhawks out in Denver, Colorado. He'll catch up with former IceHogs broadcaster Mike Folta tomorrow as the Blackhawks take on the Utah Mammoth out in Salt Lake City. Face off to the blocker side of Rodrigue, picked up by the IceHogs, moved out as far as center. The Bears look to control right back into the zone. Mast will track down the loose puck, lost his footing a bit, but able to make the play nonetheless. Wrapped around the boards, picked up by Hayes, trying to spring Joey Anderson, who played it onto the backhand, able to slow down the puck into the zone. He's held up, but made the play for Cini, cutting to the goal, was taken down, crashing into the net as the puck went out the other side. A stoppage of play as the net comes off of its moorings. Stevenson and Cini both checking the twigs, making sure they're all good, and Stevenson with a little tap to the shin pads of Brett Cini. And Cini trying to get to the goal, ended up going off of the post, that puck did, and then Cini just ran out of real estate. Fortunately, not a whole lot of contact with Stevenson. And the faceoff will come back outside of the Hershey zone with 8:49 to go in this middle stanza. IceHogs on the road next week for 3 games. We'll take on the Grand Rapids Griffins Wednesday night, Van Andel Arena, and then a couple of games out in sunny San Diego. A couple of games to wrap up their season series with the San Diego Gulls. This puck rifled in along the wall, kept alive by Rodrigue, plays it off of the boards into the direction of Joey Anderson. Goal last night for Joey, his first in 12 games. He had missed a lot of time with injury back in the month of January. It's good to see him back on the score sheet, his 7th goal of the season. Crystal able to move Leeson, who's alone from the blue line, and a big save. Rodrigue making the glove stop on Brett Leeson in a bid for his 2nd of the night. Shot from distance turned aside by Cini as it goes into the netting, out of play. There's been a couple of breakaway opportunities for Brett Leeson after he scored his shorthanded goal back in that opening period. And this is just a strong play by the rookie Andrew Crystal. He moves it up. Crystal with 30 assists on the season coming into this series tonight. He picked up a couple of more points in the game last night. There's another look at that. A strong glove save by Rodrigue. Again, he's been tested a lot. 20 shots on goal at his IceHogs debut. He's looked sharp. Looking for a little bit of offense on the other side. One of the things we had talked about in the game last night, you have 3 of the top 10 scoring rookies squaring off this weekend. Ilya Protas and Andrew Crystal, they're 2 and 3 in the league, and they're with Hershey. Nick Lardis, 8th in AHL scoring, coming in with 30 points on the year, and he had played in 21 games with the Hawks earlier this season. Both Crystal and Protas have spent all their time with the Bears this season. But thus far, the rookies on the Hershey side have gotten the better of this battle. A big save on a heavy slap shot. And that time Rodrigue with a big pad save and surrendered a juicy rebound. Was cleared by the IceHogs, but Hershey moving right back in. Strong stick check by Parrott. Follow-up chance right in on Rodrigue and makes another big stop, that time denying Ilya Protas. Well, it was a stick check by Andrew Parrott, and that ended up getting the puck on a prime opportunity for the Russian native Ilya Protas. We'll get a better look here. The stick check, and that's a strong play by Cherniev, his fellow countryman, to stick with that puck and get the pass over to Ilya Protas. And a bid for his 22nd goal of the season. He made a little bit of history last night with his 21st goal. So most by a rookie. The Hershey Bears, this one right into the breadbasket of Rodrigue, who has now faced 25 shots in his Rockford debut. But for Ilya Protas, the Russian native for this Hershey Bears team, 21st goal of the season last night. 21st goal this season is the best by any age 19 player in franchise history, breaking a record set in 1952. Storied franchise, this Hershey Bears team. And you're doing something right if you're breaking records that were set in the 1951-52 season. 21 goals, most by a 19-year-old in the storied history of the Hershey Bears. That's Ilya Protas. He's in to take the draw now with Nick Lardis. A couple of the top rookies face off. It's a win by Protas and a one-time chance right off of the draw from Miroshnichenko. Fired into the netting. We'll get another face-off right in front of Rodrigue. Toninato will slot in to take the draw. He has been really sharp in his first season with the IceHogs. He signed a 2-year deal with Chicago this offseason. 36 points for number 25 in the Screw City Sweaters. Right back over the stick of Toninato just inside of the Hershey blue line. The Bears control. This fired for Protas. He finds Treneyev. Trying to return back over for Miroshnichenko. The three Russian forwards out on the line together now for Derek King. IceHogs move in with speed. It's Nick Lardis. Kind of tied up along the wall far side. He was trying to get it back for Kuzmin. Two Bears watching the IceHogs rookie. They win the battle. Scraped off of the glass. Back out to center. Dmitry Kuzmin flops it in far side. Pitlick in after the loose puck. Knifed away from him onto the waiting stick of Bogdan Treneyev. Now the Bears bring it out with speed over to the near side. Cruikshank sends it to the corner, picked up by Ethan Del Mastro. 6.5 to go, period 2, a 2-0 Hershey lead. This angled off the boards. Misiak going in after the puck. He picks it up and negates the icing. Schooneman harassed by a pair of IceHogs. Now moving in is Sam Bitten trying to help out his defenseman. Moved it up to the point. Ethan Del Mastro keeping play alive back into the corner. Now the Bears control as it's knocked out to the center ice logo. Fired off of the body of number 19 Cruikshank that time. And right back for Del Mastro. Intercepted by Bitten. Sam Bitten moving in. Shot turned to side. Making it look easy that time was Jake Furlong, who has looked really sharp in his first handful of games with the IceHogs. Acquired earlier in the season from San Jose in exchange for Nolan Allen and Laurent Brossois. Brossois making history with the IceHogs earlier this season, becoming the third goalie to pot a goal in franchise history. They've all come rather recently. Head coach Jared Nightingale has seen 2 out of the 3. Graham Clark head fakes away from traffic, now up to the point. Belpidio sends it down low, little combination play, an open cage, they score. It redirected on a wide open chance for Matt Strome, who has the yawning cage, and he buries it to give Hershey a 3-0 lead. Second of the period for Strome. Take another look, but it's a combination pass play again for Hershey, and the initial chance is going to be denied. And just a wide open look for Matt Strome. Take a look at this angle. The shot attempt turns into a pass. Right to Strome, you don't get any better luck than that. Rodrigue no chance on that opportunity, and Hershey's taken a 3-0 lead. Suzland and DJ King pick up the helpers. DJ King, former IceHog, picking up the secondary helper on the third Hershey goal. King now into the corner, takes a check. Bretzini toward the goal, and that flutters over in the far side corner off of a redirect. Back behind the cage, the IceHogs captain controls briefly. Watched by a couple of Bears, picked right back up, and this pass up to the point, eluding Andrew Parrott, who has to move back out to center. Here's Lardis with some space, a clapper, and that goes over top of the goal into the netting, out of play. 3-0, Hershey leads, 4.5 to go, period number 2. The IceHogs broadcast network that's powered by BMO.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Wilson Electric performs commercial, industrial, governmental, and institutional electrical work. Throughout the years, Wilson Electric has made a significant impact in the Rockford and Northern Illinois areas by participating in numerous commercial, institutional, industrial, church, hospital, and school construction projects. Wilson Electric Company is proud to be the oldest union electrical contractor in Rockford, Illinois. Whether the assignment covers new construction, modernization of an existing site, or a service/maintenance of existing facilities, customers have come to depend on the Wilson Electric traditions of experience and commitment. Matt Strome has struck twice for the Bears in this middle period to give Hershey a 3-0 lead. Nick Laupius with you here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, powered by BMO. A shorthanded goal back in the first from Brett Leeson, and then a pair of even strength tallies for Matt Strome has given Hershey a 3-0 lead. 3 goals on 24 shots. 4:32 remaining in period number 2. No goals, 13 shots for the IceHogs. Face off to the blocker side of Clay Stevenson, 6'5" netminder in his 30th game of the year. Nick Lardis in to take the draw now. Lardis, 30 points this season. His first look this weekend against the Bears, he was up with the Hawks when these two teams met back in January. Here's a chance streaking on in. Strong play defensively by Ryan Mast, getting a stick in the lane that time. Mast with more consistent playing time now. Korchinski and Renzel up with Chicago. Renzel was out today with illness and expected to be back really shortly with Chicago. But Ryan Mast will be getting more consistent playing time with Rockford. Here's a chance trying to spring in. Opportunity for Andrew Crystal. Ricocheted off of his stick and into the corner. Toninato elevators this out to center. Settled down right at the Hershey blue line. The Bears bring it back in. Knifed out of midair by Jake Furlong. No high stick as Ilya Protas picks it up. Possession short-lived. Now right back into the direction of Martin Misiak. Misiak far side. Chip and chase into the corner. He's got Gagne with him far side. Right back into the direction of Protas. Kept alive by Israels onto the stick of Misiak. Misiak has it now down low looking for Gagne. Lost that battle, but Israels controls. Back for Gagne behind the cage. Up front for Misiak. Deflected off of his stick, off of the pad of Stevenson. Back into the corner. We get an arm in the air and a penalty coming up to Rockford with 3:07 remaining in period number 2. Fourth power play coming up for Hershey. 0 for 3 so far this afternoon, or this evening. Chance by Misiak just a moment prior. He heads to the box. Hershey, their 4th power play attempt tonight. Back to the JM Construction penalty kill for the IceHogs. 80.7% coming into the game tonight. They surrendered 2 power play tallies in last night's game. It's an IceHogs team, the most penalized in the American Hockey League coming into the game tonight. They'll ask their penalty kill and netminder to kill off yet another in this contest. As a battle into the corner, up to the point, it's Chesley. Now for Graham Clark, fires, he scores! A screen in front, a clean shot from Clark, a power play goal, and the Bears are running away with it. It's 4-0. #15th goal of the season for Graham Clark, and he had a little bit of help, a lot of traffic in front, no chance for Rodrigue to try and get through. A clean shot, top shelf, and Hershey connects for their 3rd power play goal of the weekend. So you get a better look at who was providing that screen in front. Just no chance. Brett Leeson It's going to be tough to see around a 6'5", 220-pound forward. Leeson, the opening goal, shorthanded, influential on this power play goal, providing the screen for Graham Clark's 15th goal of the year, and Hershey has opened up a 4-0 advantage. IceHogs looking to respond with any sort of life in this middle period. Still only 13 shots on goal. Penalty coming up to Hershey. Rodrigue to the bench, a one-timer. Swallowed up by Clay Stevenson, and Rockford to the man advantage, barring any penalties on this dust-up. DJ King and Kevin Lombardi tied up behind the cage. Lombardi, Pennsylvania native, in his first year and a one-year deal with the IceHogs. 31 points in, I beg your pardon, 18 points in 15 games with the Fuel this season. He got called up a few weeks ago. He's got 14 points this year with the IceHogs. He's been up and down. Well, an initial penalty was coming up to Hershey. We'll see if the penalty assessed to Lombardi wipes out that power play chance. He was tied up with DJ King. King, the son of head coach Derek King. They became the first father-son head coach player duo in the long history of the Hershey Bears franchise. DJ, 6 games with Rockford last season. He's got 1 assist in 10 games with the Bears this year. Well, if the initial call holds, it would be the 4th power play of the night for Rockford. But we will have to wait and see. There's 1 player aside in the box with 2:19 remaining in this second period. Two minutes up on the board for DJ King. Andrew Crystal will make his way across the ice, and looks like he will serve the additional penalty. So it will be the 4th power play of the night for the IceHogs. Another Hennig power play. And the IceHogs look to chisel into this 4-goal deficit. 0 for 3 on the man advantage tonight. They had a power play tally in last night's game. They'll be playing from inside of their own zone to start out this power play. Gaining the line, it's Gavin Hayes. Ricocheted off of the boards for Thompson, near side. Reversed right back over for Joey Anderson. Up to the point for Dmitry Kuzmin. Back for Anderson. Finding Hayes behind the cage. Moves out to the circle near side, looking for Anderson in front, sticked aside by Stevenson. A battle into the corner, Cini keeping it alive. Back along for Joey Anderson now. 3 players aside, battle for it. Hershey wins that battle, and now moving out with time and space, it's Ryan Chesley. Moves it out towards center, into the zone, into the glove hand of Rodrigue, who had Strome bearing down on him. So IceHogs netminder will have to hold on to the puck, force a face-off inside of his own zone with 1:11 remaining on the power play for Rockford, their 4th of the night. Nick Lardis leads the way with 7 power play goals for the IceHogs. Rem Pitlick with 5 power play goals. That's split between Bakersfield and Rockford, as he was acquired halfway through the season. This is his 21st game with the IceHogs. Rem Pitlick, 9 goals, 10 helpers. Number 12, the Ontario native. He had the puck briefly, now right back onto his stick. Pitlick has to retreat back into his own zone. He was watched closely by Leeson. Now Engelbert will wire it around the boards into the direction of Toninato. Toninato with a pair of power play goals this season as well. There's Lardis back into the direction of Toninato into the final minute of play. A turnover inside of the Hershey zone. The Bears control and send it down the length of the ice. One last chance with 30 seconds and counting on the power play. 4th of the night for Rockford. Nick Lardis fires it in along the boards. Up for Del Mastro. Finds Lardis moving in. Shot snuffed out. Never got to the goal. Right back onto the stick of Lardis. Looking for space. Finding Del Mastro. Fakes the shot. Toward the goal. Deflected. Right back onto the stick of Protis. They've got a 2-on-1 developing up through center. It's moved along. Back for Protis alongside of the near side post. Couldn't connect, and now the IceHogs move up with numbers. It's a 4-on-3 moving in. Back to 5-on-5 action in the final 14 seconds. Puck intercepted by Chesley and out towards center. A centering feed under the direction of Andrew Cristall up to the point. Picked up by Toninato as the final seconds will melt off of the period. And Hershey will skate to a 4-0 advantage into the second period intermission. 3 goals in the middle frame for Hershey. A pair from Matt Strome and then Graham Clark on the power play. Building off of Brett Leeson's short-handed goal in the first, and Hershey with a 4-0 lead. They outshoot Rockford 12-9 in that middle period. Well, the IceHogs will have their work cut out for them. They have not fared well in the third period, but they will have to try and rally for at least 4 goals and try and salvage a split against the Bears this weekend. We'll take a closer look around the American Hockey League on the other side of the break. We'll also hear a conversation a few weeks ago from Dana Gray and Drew Comesso. Olympics are officially over. Team USA sweeping in the men's and women's division. And we talked with our resident expert on all things Olympics, Drew Comesso, who was the youngest netminder to start a game for Team USA at just 19 years old in the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. Strongly encourage you to stick around for that interview. It was really cool insight from Drew Comesso on a really cool Olympics moment running into someone that he grew up watching. That'll be on the other side of the break on the State Line Solar second period intermission report in the IceHogs Broadcast Network. It's powered by BMO.
Rockford Injury Lawyers, serving Rockford since 2011. If you or a loved one is hurt in a car accident or on the job, you may not know that talking to an injury lawyer is free. We're not paid unless we get you paid. For a free 24/7 consultation, text or call Rockford Injury Lawyers at 815-964-8303. 815-964-8303. We are always ready to help you. Rockford Injury Lawyers, serving Rockford since 2011.
Steve Summers here with exciting news for the State Line. The world is now at our fingertips, thanks to American Airlines and the Chicago Rockford International Airport. You can always fly from Rockford to Nashville, Fort Myers, Punta Cana, Vegas, Phoenix, Tampa, Sarasota, and more. And you can grab those tickets at flyrfd.com. But now, beginning October 20th, you can connect from the Chicago Rockford International Airport to O'Hare Airport and reach over 150 additional destinations through American Airlines landline. Plus, you'll get convenient and affordable parking right here in Rockford. You can check in, clear your bags and yourself through TSA security, and then your bags will go straight to your final destination while you enjoy seamless connecting convenience right to your gate at O'Hare Airport. Wow! Plus, you can even earn those extra air miles that you've been looking for and local points through American Airlines with this new service from Rockford. It's airside to airside hassle-free travel thanks to your Chicago Rockford International Airport. Get details and, more importantly, those tickets at flyrfd.com, through AA.com, or on American's mobile app.
Culligan Water not only sells water softeners, including the world's best, but also rents them, something big box plumbers and online sellers don't do. With renting, you never pay for repairs or extended warranties, and there's no big upfront purchase cost. Culligan handles everything. And by renting, if your water needs change, Culligan can handle that too. After all, we're the world's largest dealer network.
Visit uswatercompany.com to get a $10 introductory rental.
Building Northern Illinois through quality union craftsmanship. The Northwestern Illinois Building Trades is an alliance of 17 craft unions that work together to improve relationships and create harmony among its member organizations. The NWIBT works with contractors, construction professionals, students, and the community. Whether you're looking to hire a qualified contractor for your construction project, researching a career in the trades, or just hoping to learn more about union construction, we can help. Learn more at nwibt.org.
Rockford Mutual is more than just an insurance company. We're an organization committed to helping those who need us most. When you need assistance after a storm, accident, or as a business owner, our team of expert adjusters will go the extra mile to ease your mind and settle your claim promptly and fairly. Our goal is exceptional service, innovation, and security for you and your family.
Back here inside the BMO Center, the Bears a 4-0 lead over the Rockford IceHogs. Well, everyone is back from the Olympic break, and the National Hockey League teams getting back into the swing of things. Team USA sweeping gold in the men's and women's games. We chatted with our resident expert, goaltender Drew Comesso, about his experience in the 2022 Beijing Olympics. Dana Gray and Drew Comesso right here on the State Line Solar second intermission.
With the Olympics coming up in Italy, we thought we would get to our resident expert, Mr. Drew Comesso, goaltender and 2022 USA Olympian. Is that still cool as far as a title to hear out loud?
Yeah, I don't think it's something that I'll ever fully get used to, and it still really hasn't fully settled in, and it's something that I'm very grateful for.
I mean, you had worn the red, white, and blue for different stuff growing up and playing in your high school days and getting towards college. What changed or what felt different about putting on the Olympic sweater when that all went down?
The magnitude of the whole Olympics was incredible. Just being there, it just felt special every single day, whether we were at the rink or cheering on other Olympians. The whole time was really special, and just to be able to have friends and family back home, 6 time zones over, watching my games and cheering all of us on, it was extremely special.
It must have just been a whirlwind. You're the youngest USA goaltender to ever start a hockey game, and at 19-year-old, how was Drew Comesso dealing with that pressure in a country all the way across the world and starting for the USA?
I'll tell you what, I think the hardest part of it was outside of the rink, of just mentally staying present and enjoying the moment. It's a lot, at the time, to be away from school and juggling kind of schoolwork, as well as just being around other Olympians and people that I knew and really looked up to. Was extremely cool. But I think for me, it was just trusting, my abilities. And once I got to the rink, it was just playing my own game and having fun. And for me, it was just really enjoying the moment. Like, you never know when you're going to get back. And anytime you can put on a USA sweater, it's such a special feeling. With the Olympic logo being on it, it meant just that much more.
I feel like a lot of athletes talk about that opening ceremony as the moment that it hits and it clicks in, and there's so many different cool shots of all the Olympians from all the different sports walking in together. Is there anything that pops up into your mind as far as a core memory from that opening ceremony in Beijing?
Absolutely. I think still to this day, the opening ceremonies was the coolest few hours of my entire life, and it really didn't feel real. The one story I remember is everyone was kind of dressed in the same. All the boys were in all blue and all the girls were in all white, and we were wearing face masks in China, so you couldn't really tell who anyone was. We're walking to the opening ceremonies, watching the fireworks go off. The Eggs Nest there in China is where it was, and it was just such a cool moment. And I kind of bumped into someone by accident pretty hard, was more looking at the fireworks, and I looked next to me was Shaun White. And I just couldn't believe it. We took a selfie together. I caught up with him. What a genuine, really nice guy. And that was kind of when it really hit me that I was at the Olympics, and it was just a really cool moment that I'll remember forever.
What about as far as the culture shock that it was like being in China and being in Beijing? I assume that was your first time to China.
It was.
And with everything that was going on in the world in this semi-post-COVID world era, what was that like, getting to experience this whole different country in a very controlled environment at that, too?
Very controlled, and it was much different than what we were used to. It was really cool to be able to meet people from other countries. That was the biggest thing that I really enjoyed. They did a great job of making sure everyone was safe and allowed to have fun, too, because for a lot of the athletes there, it's probably the most stressful time of their life. You train your entire life to get to the Olympics, right? So they did a great job of making sure that everyone was able to have fun and do things that were safe. And it definitely took a little bit of adjustment to get used to the time, as well as the food. The food was the biggest thing. As an American, you're used to kind of having the same type of things available, and China was a much different diet. So yeah, I think it took the full length of the tournament to get used to the food, but it was just a cool experience overall.
As we look ahead to next month's tournament in Italy, obviously there's so much excitement just to have NHL players back in the Olympics, but I think coming off of last year's tournament over in Boston and Montreal and the Four Nations. How excited are you to see the carryover of that great hockey that we saw at Best on Best International?
Very excited. I mean, it's something that you work towards, and I'm so excited to watch it. And anytime it's USA Canada or USA against anyone, it means a lot. And I think anyone who's ever played for USA Hockey is going to be rooting for USA, and vice versa with all the Canadian guys here. So it's going to be really special, and I'm really excited for the passion. I mean, guys just dream about playing in the Olympics, and playing best on best hockey. It doesn't get any better than that.
We'll see how the locker room fares, as far as you got a lot of Canadians and Americans in there.
It might be a little hostile for a little bit, but all in good fun.
All in good fun. Thanks for the time, Drew. Appreciate it, man. We'll catch up with you soon.
Anytime, Dana.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Wilson Electric performs commercial, industrial, governmental, and institutional electrical work. Throughout the years, Wilson Electric has made a significant impact in the Rockford and Northern Illinois areas by participating in numerous commercial, institutional, industrial, church, hospital, and school construction projects. Wilson Electric Company is proud to be the oldest union electrical contractor in Rockford, Illinois. Whether the assignment covers new construction, modernization of an existing site, or a service/maintenance of existing facilities, customers have come to depend on the Wilson Electric traditions of experience and commitment. A period that the IceHogs would like to forget, and they surrender 3 in that middle period of the Hershey Bears. It's a pair from Matt Strome and then a power play goal from Graham Clark at 17:08 gives Hershey a 4-0 lead heading into the third period. This is the State Line Solar second period intermission report on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, powered by BMO. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday night with us, no matter where you're watching on FloHockey, WIFR, listening along on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. Nick Laupy is filling in this weekend. Dana Gray up with the team up in Chicago and currently traveling from Denver over to Salt Lake City. He'll catch up with Mike Folta, former voice of the IceHogs, who's now the voice of the Utah Mammoth. But back here in Rockford, the IceHogs looking to salvage a win in this 4-game season series with the Hershey Bears, dropping the first 3. They are down 4-0. The Bears have scored at least 4 in each of the 4 games between these two teams this season. It started back in the opening period. Brett Leeson, a short-handed goal. His 12th goal of the year, the 9th short-handed goal of the season for the Hershey Bears. That ties most with Manitoba and Bakersfield. That comes at 10:02 of the opening period of play to give Hershey a 1-0 lead. They test the new IceHogs netminder, Olivier Rodrigue, early and often in that first period, getting 14 shots on goal in that first frame. They get the 1 short-handed goal. In the second period, they strike 3 times. At 5:55, Matt Strome able to find the back of the net on a bit of a broken play. Works out perfectly, though. Graham Clark over to Strome, who has a wide-open cage, connects for his 6th goal of the season. He would cash in one more time at 14:33, as it was a bit of a tough play for the IceHogs inside of their own zone. They had 3 guys defending back on a quick break. Looked like the puck was going to be settled down, but Suzdalev able to pick things up, finding Strome, who fires it home through the 5-hole, able to use his big frame to corral that puck and sweep it home for his 2nd of the night, his 7th of the season. That's a 14:33 of the second period. Then Graham Clark with Ryan Chesley Ryan Chesley able to find Clark, but had Brett Leeson, 6'5", 225, screening the netminder Rodrigue. No chance for the IceHogs netminder to try and pick up that shot, a lethal shot from Graham Clark, who picks up the power play tally. It's his 15th goal of the year. And Clark, a familiar name to IceHogs fans, as he had a couple of goals last year. He played 64 games with the Iowa Wild last year with the against the IceHogs, against the Iowa Wild. He's a familiar face with Brett Sini as well. They were teammates back with the Binghamton Devils back in the 2020-21 season. But Clark with the power play goal at 17:08, his 15th of the season. Chesley and Leeson with the helpers open up a 4-0 Hershey lead as Hershey outshoots Rockford 12-9 in that second period of play. They're outshooting Rockford 26-14 through 40 minutes. A quick look around the Central Division in action. Grand Rapids picking up their 41st win of the year with a 6-2 victory over the Iowa Wild. And they pick up 41 points on the year, points 85 and 86. They clinched a playoff berth last night. The Milwaukee Admirals add to their point total. They get a 6-2 win over the Manitoba Moose, so they pick up points 48 and 49, and at the moment are back up to a 7-point advantage over the IceHogs for that 5th and final playoff spot. Rockford battling it out with Iowa now as the Wild with the win last night, just 3 points behind Rockford in the standings. Iowa dropping their game today against Grand Rapids. Chicago Wolves earlier this afternoon pick up a 5-4 shootout win over the Toronto Marlies. You have the Texas Stars playing host to the San Diego Gulls. That's a 4-4 tie just underway in the third period of that contest. San Diego picked up a 2-1 win over Texas last night, and a high-scoring contest tonight, 4-4 the score. 15 to go in period number 3 of that contest. Those are the other games in action for the Central Division. This wraps up a 6-game homestand for the IceHogs. They hope the road is perhaps a little more kind. Coming up, it's a tough opponent up next against the Grand Rapids Griffins Wednesday night. Dana Gray back on the call will join up with the team there in GR. That's Wednesday night in Grand Rapids, and then out to sunny California. A couple of games against San Diego on the 6th and 7th, and then we'll wrap up that road swing on March 11th against the Milwaukee Admirals. Next home game not until March 13th as the IceHogs welcome in the Chicago Wolves, the upcoming schedule for Rockford. Blackhawks back in action tomorrow against Utah. They fell to Colorado. The Avalanche pick up a 3-1 win tonight in the Mile High City. Third period coming up on the other side of the break. The IceHogs look to get off the snide and into the goal column. On the other side of the break, the IceHogs Broadcast Network. Third period coming up next in just a moment.
The IceHogs Team Store is the perfect place to rep your team, your colors, and show your support for hockey in the state line. Located inside the BMO Center on the concourse between sections 104 and 105, find all the latest IceHogs and Blackhawks gear with weekly discounts to take advantage of. Next time you're at the BMO Center, make sure to visit the store and head to icehogs.com for selective online items to rep the IceHogs at the rink and at home.
Beat the rising prices with Martin Exteriors. The cost to replace your roof will never be this low again. With no payments until next year, now is the time to act. Call us today at
833 Martin 1.
Rebuilding our community one project at a time. Project First Rate is a nonprofit labor management organization representing local tradespeople and contractors. We stand for craftsmanship, dedication, and a commitment to our community. Learn more about how we're building a stronger future for all of us at projectfirstrate.com.
Don't miss the heart-pumping, hard-hitting, electrifying action of IceHogs hockey at home. Inside the best rink in the AHL with the most passionate fans, hockey at the BMO Center is the perfect place for friends, family, and parties to take in a night in downtown Rockford. Single game tickets are available for the rest of the season at icehogs.com and at ticketmaster.com against opponents like the Chicago Wolves, Grand Rapids Griffins, and Milwaukee Admirals. Get your tickets today.
The Happy Cannabis Company is the Rockford area's premier cannabis dispensary and your destination for exclusive deals and a loyalty program, where every purchase earns you real rewards. Visit us online at thehappycanico.com or in person at either our Rockford or Loves Park location. That's thehappycanico.com, CANNACO.com. Must be 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
IceHogs looking to come all the way back in this third period. They trail Hershey 4-0 after 40 minutes of play. Welcome back inside the BMO Center in downtown Rockford, Illinois. Nick Lopius with you here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, powered by BMO. A 3-spot in the middle period for Hershey has opened up a 3-0 advantage. 4 goals on 26 shots. No goals on 14 shots on goal for the IceHogs. Puck is down. We are underway in the third. Rolls right in on Olivier Rodrigue. He sweeps it along for Andrew Parrott. His shot fired down the length of the ice. Couldn't hit his target. And very quickly we get an icing against Rockford. Despite the 4 goals against, I would say Rodrigue has looked sharp in his first action since April the 12th. Had that short-handed goal. He would probably like to have that one back. It was in between the arm and the body on that short-handed chance, but then a couple of broken plays in front. He made some big stops on breakaways in that middle period, and then that Graham Clark goal, the traffic and screen in front, the power play made it 4-0, but overall, a strong debut, making a couple of those key saves in that second period. He's looking for a little bit of run support here in this third period. It's a third period that has not been kind to the IceHogs this season. This puck in over the line for Hershey. Now thrown over to the near side for Ilya Protas. A shot toward goal from Schoenemann. Deflected and went harmlessly into the corner. Back up to the point. Into the corner, Ilya Protas wraps it around. Settled down by Brett Cini, celebrating a birthday this evening. IceHogs captain, his second year as the captain for Rockford, his third year with the IceHogs. He needs one more tally, game-winning tally that is, to be in sole possession of the franchise lead. He's currently tied with Brandon Peary, both with 15 game-winning goals. As now here's a chance for Andrew Crystal. He's got an angle over to the far side. Give and go. Crystal has it again, slows things down, finds the late man Schoenemann back for Crystal, and a fluttering shot in and out of the glove of Rodrigue as the puck is back out to center. Nick Lardis galloping after the loose puck, picks it up, tried to center his pass, was intercepted, and right back out to the IceHogs blue line where Kuzman plays with traffic, intercepted by Milano, then his pocket picked, right back into the direction of Kuzman, who shuts down that shot attempt. Now Kevin Lombardi along for Dominic Toninato, his first year of a 2-year deal with Chicago. Here's a chance in front. That one never got to the intended target. Ryan Mast has it now for the IceHogs. Swept up to the point. Kuzman walking in, lets a shot go, save, rebound, they score! A juicy rebound surrendered in front, right onto the stick, and the IceHogs are on the board. 17:42 to go in the third. It's Kevin Lombardi. Dmitry Kuzman has a heavy shot, and he had some time and space to walk into this wrister right off of the pad of Stevenson. And Lombardi, right on the doorstep, wins that battle. Picks up the rebound, just sweeps it off of the iron and in. His 8th goal of the season for the Pennsylvania native, and he gets Rockford on the board just over 2 minutes gone by in this third period. Try to chip away, down by 3. Lombardi's 8th of the season, his 4th point in the month of February for the IceHogs. Spent some time up and down between Rockford and Indy. Here's Gagne toward the goal, looking for Israel. Was just a hair ahead of number 43 as the puck rolls in on Stevenson. You think that goal early on will create a little bit of momentum for the IceHogs, who just had 14 shots on goal through 40 minutes of play. And now you get the goal from Kevin Lombardi, 6'5", 230. A 1-year AHL deal with the IceHogs. 18 points in 15 games with the Fuel this season. And that goal, his 8th of the year, his 15th point on the campaign. Dmitry Kuzman will pick up his 7th assist on the year. Dmitry Kuzman's been really sharp. Kind of flies under the radar at times for the IceHogs. But he's been looking solid this season. Ryan Mast will pick up a helper as well. He's got 9 apples on the year for the IceHogs, his first year with Rockford. So that breathes some life into the BMO Center on a Saturday night. 3-goal deficit. IceHogs looking for more. Brett Sini crunched along the wall, able to move it along for Lardis. Now up for Gavin Hayes. Hayes has Anderson with him, trying to burrow into the corner. Puck was picked up by Parrott, pinballed around toward the cage, fired just wide. Scaled off of the glass by Justin Knockbar. Controlled by Jake Furlong as both teams in the midst of a change. Sini into the zone, picks up into the corner, lays it back behind, intercepted by Ryan Chesley. Now onto the stake of Protis. Pass coughed up to Del Mastro, right back into the zone for the IceHogs captain. Protis able to intercept and moves back along. Made history last night as the first 19-year-old as he moves right in. Fires a shot, they score. Well, they'll add a little more history now as Ilya Protis picks up his 22nd goal of the season. Last night he became the first 19-year-old since 1952 to have 21 goals in his first season. And he's got 22 now, and that makes it 5-1 Hershey. Goes against the grain. A wicked wrist shot from the Russian native. He fires at home for his 22nd of the year. 43 points for him on the campaign. And the Bears reclaim that 4-goal cushion. Now we're going to get a penalty to Rockford, going to be served by Tage Harding. So right in the final moment before they dropped the puck, the referee blew the whistle, signaled to the IceHogs bench, and Tage Harding skated over to the penalty box. 5 IceHogs out there, so not sure why Harding in the box. Either way, the IceHogs with possession. Mask toward the goal, floats just wide. Kuzman picks it up. Controlled by Jamie Engelbert. Shot got the glass over top of the goal. Took a strange hop off of the stanchion right into the slot from Mask, looking for Lombardi. Couldn't handle the pass. Has to move it right back over to the far side for Engelbert. 4.5 gone by, period 3. A goal apiece gives Hershey a 5-1 advantage. They get the 4-goal lead right back. Here's Kuzman now at the point. Hands it off for Furlong. Now Thompson head fakes, tries to get some space away from Chesley. Able to connect with Engelbert, looking for a cutting Furlong, intercepted, volleyed out to center, back into the IceHog zone. Reeled in by Kuzman, trying to catch the Bears in a change off of the stick of Aiden Thompson. And the Bears will send the puck right back into the IceHog zone. Crookshank into play for Hershey, Wisconsin native, back in the Midwest area this weekend. This puck fired off the boards and back out to center, where it can be corralled by Louis Belpidio, another Midwest native from Skokie, Illinois. Number 7 in white for Hershey this weekend, one of their alternate captains. 27 points for him. Knockbauer back inside of the zone. Another Illinois native from Orland Park, not too far from Rockford, Illinois. A lot of Illinois and Midwest connections between these two teams this weekend. Approaching 6 minutes elapsing in this third period of play. Ilya Protis responding for the Bears after Kevin Lombardi got Rockford on the board. Now here's Del Mastro moving in, wired a shot just wide. Stevenson a tough time picking that up with some traffic in front. Gavin Hayes moving on down, able to win the foot race to force an icing against the Bears. 13:54 to go in the third period. Shots 30-17. Take another look at this chance by Del Mastro. Trying to work over to that far side post. Just sent it wide. Del Mastro has it again off the face-off win. Down low for Anderson, trying to center it. Went off the goal stick of Stevenson. Anderson wins the battle from 3 Bears. Gets it back up to the point. Impressive play by Joey Anderson. Here's Mass to the goal. Redirected and a save off of the pad. Big rebound. No one home for the IceHogs to try and poke home that second chance opportunity. Here's Strome with 2 goals. Moves in over the blue line. Drops it off for Crystal. Knifed away from him strongly by Ryan Mast. Mast up through center. Second chance, able to connect with Cini. Toe drags and then lost the handle. Tied up by 2 Bears. He'll just send it into the corner. Lardis chases after it. Looking on is Riley Webb, number 4, in the lineup tonight. Couple of different looks for Hershey tonight in the midst of 5 games in 8 days. This puck touched up on a delayed offside. 13:02 to go, period number 3. The IceHogs strike. Hershey responds quickly. It's 5-1 on a Saturday night in downtown Rockford.
Just gonna say it, I lost my wedding ring.
It's fine. Just get a new one printed instantly at a BMO branch.
Not my debit card, my wedding ring.
And lock your lost card on your phone, okay?
I see what's happening here.
I figured. Because you'd never, ever lose the symbolic centerpiece to our eternal love, right?
Who, me? No.
I didn't think so.
I'm gonna go check the garden again for my BMO debit card.
Great idea.
Accounts are subject to approval and are provided in the United States by BMO Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
BMO.
Holding, deep to the backhand, he scores! Hennig Power Protection is hiring right here in the Rockford area. Join a team that builds jaw-dropping generator enclosures and jaw-dropping careers. Expect good pay, work you can be proud of, and a family atmosphere that feels like home. It's time to start your next power play. Apply today at hennigpower.com.
Kevin Lombardi gets the IceHogs on the board with his 8th goal of the season. That would cut the deficit to 3. Short-lived, Delia Protas responds with his 22nd goal of the year. Continues to rack up points in bunches for the Hershey rookie. The Bears back out to a 5-1 lead. They've got 5 goals on 30 shots. Rockford 1 goal on 18 shots. Olivier Rodrigue, his first game with the IceHogs after signing with Chicago earlier this week. He made some timely saves in that second period. IceHogs not able to cash in on a couple of chances, and Hershey with a couple of more goals in that middle frame to open up that 4-0 lead. This puck rifled right back into the direction of Rodrigue. Slow things down, looking for Elaine, finds Dominic Toninato. Toninato, 85 career AHL goals. Rifles it into the glove of Clay Stevenson. Stevenson moved it right back out. Play continues inside of the Hershey zone along the far side wall. Up for Nick Lardis, who got taken down. He draws a penalty. And the IceHogs will have another opportunity on the man advantage, their 5th coming up of the night. IceHogs 0 for 4 on the man advantage. Will get their 5th power play opportunity. Joey Anderson, Gavin Hayes, Aiden Thompson, Brett Cini, and Ethan Del Mastro will quarterback this top power play unit. Hershey controls off of the faceoff. Will scale this down the length of the ice. The first opportunity in the 5th power play of the night for the IceHogs. Right back down on Rodrigue, the first 25 seconds elapsing. Brett Cini with speed in over the line, trying to find a cutting Hayes, not able to connect. Anderson goes in on the forecheck. 2 players aside, cancel out into the corner. It's picked up by Triniev. He'll move along now. Bogdan Trineyev will skip this down the length of the ice. Rodrigue out to play, and not much doing on this 5th power play opportunity for the IceHogs. We approach the halfway point of the 3rd. 5-1 Hershey, a chance to sweep this 4-game season series. The IceHogs will wrap up tonight, head the road to take on Grand Rapids Wednesday night, and head out to California. Be on the road for a couple of weeks of games. Next home game not till March 13th back here at the BMO Center, and the IceHogs will host the Chicago Wolves out of Rosemont, Illinois. I haven't seen Chicago in a while. They pick up the shootout win earlier this afternoon against the Toronto Marlies as they went north of the border for a weekend set. Half a minute to go on this power play. Not much cooking on this 5th opportunity. 10.5 to go, period number 3. IceHogs looking for a power play tally and trying to inch their way closer to this 4-goal deficit. Cycled around the boards for Nick Lardis. He's got 7 power play tallies this year. Moves to the top of the point. Finds Pitlick. Now to Lardis and a one-time chance. Friendly fire. Follow-up opportunity. Turned aside. Lombardi right in front. His pass, or his shot attempt rather, was snuffed out. Hershey back to full strength. As IceHogs not able to cash in on the power play. This is moved in on an offside against the Bears. 9:57 to go, 5-1 Hershey, the IceHogs broadcast network that's powered by BMO.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn care by Walter.
Is this the year you're finally going to move forward on creating your perfect outdoor living space? A brick patio, a lush new landscape design, maybe a fire pit or water feature. Whatever your vision, trust the ICPI certified team at Lawn Care by Walter to get it done just exactly right. For inspiration, visit the gallery page at lcbwalter.com today.
For roofing and siding, call Martin Exteriors at 833 Martin 1.
Did the severe storms cause damage to your home or business? Damage can be hard to see, so it's important to have Martin Exteriors do a free inspection. Our team of experts will help you work with your insurance company to get you the roof and siding you deserve. Call us today at
833 Martin 1.
The visitors have had the better of the IceHogs tonight. 5-1 score, 5 goals on 30 shot attempts in Rodrigue's debut for the IceHogs. His first game action since April the 12th with the Bakersfield Condors. Had a little bit of trouble in front of him as well, but not the ideal start that the IceHogs nor Rodrigue were hoping for. As this puck is rifled back into the IceHog zone. Now into the direction of Jake Furlong. Over for Martin Misiak, who a couple of really nice plays back in that second period, including a quick chance in on Stevenson from the side of the cage. Hershey netminder, another strong performance in his second opportunity against the IceHogs this season. Misiak takes a big hit up high. Our Rockford bench up in arms looking for a call. We play on. Furlong shot into the shin pads of Riley Webb. Scaled off of the glass over the head of Gagne. Will have to try and settle things down back inside of his own zone. Gagne back up from Indy. He spent only a few games with the Fuel. 3 points in 3 games. Up to the point for Kevin Lombardi. 9 minutes to go, period number 3. This will wrap up the season set between these two teams. Hershey will head back to Pennsylvania. They will take on the Charlotte Checkers Monday and Tuesday at home. Here's a 3-on-2 developing. Engelbert to the goal, and that was fluttered right off of the pad of Stevenson. Now Hershey brings it back in. Cristall in over the line, does so offside. Touched up by Ethan Del Mastro, who had intercepted that centering attempt just in case. Then Del Mastro, of course, playing some big minutes. We'll take another look at this 2-on-1 into the zone. Engelbert with the shot. And that was Ryan Chesley, the Minnesota native, getting his stick in the lane to knock that one The first full pro season for Ryan Chesley. 3 years at University of Minnesota. Teammate with Renzel and Oliver Moore, who are up with the Blackhawks. For Chesley, this is his first year of a 3-year entry-level deal with Washington. He's looked solid on the back end for Derek King and the Hershey Bears this weekend. Derek King, of course, his first year at the helm with the Hershey Bears, a name that lots of Rockford and Chicago fans familiar with, a lot of time within the organization. Kind of cool hearing about a lot of the connections between these two franchises that don't get to meet a whole lot. We've seen a decent amount of Hershey fans traveling as well. Here's a shot into the glove of Stevenson. We'll hold things on. Of course, the Hershey Bears, one of the premier franchises in the American Hockey League, 13 Calder Cups to their name. And they bring along a pretty good production with them. They've got a 4-man production crew on every road game, including a rinkside reporter. It's very cool just chatting with a lot of people through the Hershey organization this week. Of course, Jared Nightingale, very familiar with a lot of these guys throughout the organization. He was very close there with South Carolina, the ECHL last year, the Hershey affiliate, so worked very closely with a lot of these staff up in Hershey. They have a strong connection, those two teams, much like Rockford and Indy does in this setup. Gavin Hayes for Cini. His stick betrays him on the shot opportunity. Now a 4-on-2 developing for the Bears inside of the zone. Dropped off into the zone. Graham Clark over from Milano and a big save post to post for Rodriguez. Centering attempt off of the glass for Joey Anderson clears, and a big stop by Olivier Rodriguez. He's made a couple of those big saves in transition against Hershey. Now he loses his footing back behind the cage. Fortunately enough, was along the wall, and Lardis can move out towards center. Ardis hits the brakes just inside of the blue. Toninato tried to filter it up to the point. Parrott not home, and it goes all the way back down inside of the IceHog zone. 7 to go in period number 3. This puck fired into the glove of Stevenson. He keeps play alive. This scaled off of the glass and back out to center ice. Ethan Del Mastro gives chase inside of his own zone and does so with just enough mustard on that puck for it to be called icing. Take another look at this save by Rodriguez on the opportunity from the Bears. He anticipates that play well. Nice play by Clark to find Milano. That was not in Milano's wheelhouse, and just kind of shoveled it to the goal. Rodriguez able to make that save. Graham Clark almost a bid for his 3rd point of the night. A goal and a helper for him. This the last home game for the IceHogs until March 13th, a Friday the 13th. It's also a $2 beer night presented by Bud Light, and another Screw City night. And then on the 14th against the Iowa Wild, an IceHogs bucket hat giveaway. This is reversible. On one side, the St. Patrick's Day theme, but you want to be able to wear that year-round. So right after St. Patrick's Day, don't worry, you can just flip it around, and it's a regular red Rockford IceHogs hat. That's Saturday, March the 14th against the Iowa Wild. Next home game's not for a while for these IceHogs. Puck into the zone. Ryan Mast able to pick things up. Approaching 6 minutes remaining, period number 3. Down low for Harrison Israels, up from Mast. Dances through traffic toward the goal. Ricocheted off of his skate and then swiped at. Picked up by Kuzman. Here's a chance from distance. Kicked out by Stevenson along the wall, and the Bears can get it out as far as the blue line. Kept in by Israels. Bears in the midst of a change. Misiak picks it up. He's got Lombardi cutting to the goal. A stoppage of play, and the net was off. Another strong response shift from Rockford, not able to cash in. Stevenson with a couple of stops. He's now faced 21 shots tonight. Got a final moment here in the last handful of minutes. Another congratulations and shout out to Dana Gray. Spending a couple of games up with the parent club. And the Chicago Blackhawks, they will take on the Utah Mammoth tomorrow afternoon. Looking to get back into the win column. A couple of close losses to start out this road trip. A 4-2 loss against Nashville Thursday night. They were right in it within the last couple of minutes. Nashville took a 3-2 lead and then got the empty net goal. Against a very good Colorado team this afternoon. Fell in that contest 3-1. Connor Bedard, a power play goal. A lone goal for Chicago, in that game. They will take on the Utah Mammoth tomorrow afternoon and wrap up the road trip in sunny Winnipeg, Manitoba. An icing against Hershey with 5:29 to go, period number 3, and a 5-1 Hershey lead on their way to go 4-0 against the IceHogs in this season series. Coming into this weekend, they were 0-2 in just their first 2 meetings here in downtown Rockford. Again, this is the last time they were here. We're in 2018. They've come out with a couple of strong performances, keeping the IceHogs 1 goal last night, 1 goal thus far for Rockford. Looking to end that trend with another goal in the final 5 minutes. This shot sailing over top of the goal of Rodrigue. Back into the corner, Furlong stapled to the boards. Picked right back up by Triniev, up to the point. Going to be slowed down by Louis Belpidio. His 50th game of the season with the Bears. Now toward the goal, snuffed aside by the pad on that far side post by Rodrigue. Centering feed in front is knocked loose, and now the IceHogs can bring it out with speed. Time and space, it's Parrott for Lombardi. Toward the goal, was off of the stick of DJ King. A stop by Stevenson, and now everyone's going to partner up. Andrew Parrott, the former Bear, trying to mix things up with Ivan Miroshnichenko. And Lions people will get in the way of that. We'll slow things down with 4:45 to go. Andrew Parrott with 19 games with Hershey last season, 44 with South Carolina. The former Hershey Bear trying to mix things up that time with Ivan Miroshnichenko. That will take us to the final media timeout. 4:45 remaining in period number 3. Hershey with a 4-goal lead heading into the final minutes. Right here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, it's powered by BMO.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Wilson Electric performs commercial, industrial, governmental, and institutional electrical work. Throughout the years, Wilson Electric has made a significant impact in the Rockford and Northern Illinois areas by participating in numerous commercial, institutional, industrial, church, hospital, and school construction projects. Wilson Electric Company is proud to be the oldest union electrical contractor in Rockford, Illinois. Whether the assignment covers new construction, modernization of an existing site, or a service/maintenance of existing facilities, customers have come to depend on the Wilson Electric traditions of experience and commitment. For the 4th time tonight, we'll skate 4 aside. You get some coincidental minor penalties to Miroshnichenko and Andrew Parrott, and some more open ice out on the BMO Center surface. Puck is dropped, and we are back underway. 4 aside. Ethan Del Mastro, Tage Harding, the defenders, out there with Brett Sini and Joey Anderson with this open spots out there. Final 4.5 minutes to go. The IceHogs looking to get one back on the board. Corey Schooneman slowing things down back behind his own cage. IceHogs with 6 goals when we skate 4 aside this season. 3 goals against in 4-on-4 time this year. Tage Harding out toward neutral ice. He dropped the gloves earlier this evening. It's been great to see that part of Harding's game start to develop over the last month or so. Here's a chance for Cini, was snuffed out and went over top of the goal. Hayes over to Mast. Puck intercepted, now Elia Protas out to center. He'll golf it right in on Rodrigue. Rodrigue will sweep the puck with the Gold Glove over to Kuzmin. Now back out toward neutral territory for Bogdan Trineyev. 43rd game for Trineyev. He made his debut with Washington earlier this season against the Winnipeg Jets. And this puck skied into the Hershey zone. Dominic Toninato, a big collision back into the corner. Then a puck ping-ponged right toward the goal. Off of the side of the cage that time. Protas will slow things down. In the final 3 minutes of regulation tonight, Elia Protas in over the line. Far side circle, knifed away from him. Dmitry Kuzmin trying to track down that loose puck back into the corner for Protas, watched by Toninato. And wrapped around back over to the near side for Alex Sujalev. Both guys back out on the ice. We skate 5-a-side in the final 2.5 in this Saturday night contest and the series finale between these two teams. Nick Lardis weaving through traffic. He's got time and space, fires a shot, and that blistered off of the glass. A couple of heavy shots for Lardis this weekend. This chance goes just wide. Harding picks things up now along the half wall. Into the direction of Israel. Back for Harding as they play catch. Harding toward the goal looking for Pitlick. That was turned aside by the big blocker of Stevenson. Another chance in on goal save. Rebound. Lardis turned aside. Back-to-back really good chances for the IceHogs. And Clay Stevenson standing tall in the final two. Now lost the handle. We get a stoppage of play as it looked like Stevenson might have turned it over, and now DJ King with a couple of right hands to Harrison Israels. Not sure what the whistle was for initially. It looked like Stevenson had coughed up that puck right to the side of the cage. Israels was trying to get to the loose biscuit. The whistle was blown, and DJ King wasn't happy with how Israels responded. Took a couple of liberties to number 43 in the Screw City jersey. What has been a frustrating weekend for the IceHogs. Harrison Israels in his first stint with the IceHogs made his AHL debut. Back on the 27th of December against the Texas Stars. 15 points in 26 games with a fuel this season. He's got a goal and 2 helpers this season with the IceHogs. Get another look at what happened right here. As you see, Stevenson just kind of lost it in his skates. Not exactly sure what the whistle was for. I believe a penalty was coming up, but Israel's just kind of got to that puck. DJ King taking exception. The extra 2 minutes it looks like belong to, or actually the only 2 minutes, I beg your pardon, belonging to Harrison Israels. And Hershey to their 5th power play. Or I beg your pardon, their 6th power play of the night. Gavin Hayes in over the line, drops it off for Misiak. His shot just over the glove hand of Stevenson. That got the glass, and now Hershey brings it right back out. Ethan Del Mastro spinning away from traffic. Strong play by the IceHogs defender while falling over, able to shoot the puck down the length of the ice as we approach the final 90 seconds of play tonight. Hershey will fire this right back in along the wall. Controlled by Clark up to the point. Gucciardi and Clark play catch over to the near side. Nice intercept by Andrew Parrott. Right back onto the twig of Clark. Spinning through traffic. Stick handles now back for Strome. Gucciardi far side. Eluding Gagne. Lets a shot go. Got the glass over to the far side corner. So we hit the final minute of play tonight. Graham Clark up to the point. A shot from Chesley. Turned aside by the goal stick of Olivier Rodrigue. He's now faced 34 shots tonight. Hershey did not make his return to hockey easy tonight. Again, his first start since mid-April last season. He's faced 34 shots tonight, surrendered 5. A shorthanded and a power play tally for Hershey. For the IceHogs, we'll look to regroup and will take on a Grand Rapids team that still a lot of the season left to play. They have secured a playoff spot. This shot fired just over top of the goal. But don't look too fast, Grand Rapids. They are in a race for the top of the Central Division. The Providence Bruins are only 5 points behind them. So we talk about a great season that Grand Rapids has been having, as this is a save in the final 2 seconds, and now Harding will drop the gloves again. He very quickly gets two right-hand shots in on Justin Knockbauer. Now Knockbauer responds with the hook himself. Harding trying to get loose over that right side, responds with a couple of jabs, gets uppercut. Harding, his second fight tonight, trying to take out some final frustrations on this weekend, and he'll get Knockbauer down. We'll send the BMO crowd that remains to their feet. Tage Harding will get an early start on the showers. But again, we talked about that earlier. Just nice to see that part of Tage Harding's game really start to develop in his first full pro season. He's been really sharp defensively. And of course, I mean, you have a frame like that, 6'7". You want to see him be a little more physical. It all started with a couple of really big hits last month in Milwaukee. And started dropping the gloves, and it's good to see that sort of edge develop to Harding's game. I wouldn't want to be on his bad side down on the ice, but I got to tell you, he's one of the nicest guys you'll meet. Just chatting with him throughout the hallways, in between games, throughout the week. Tage Harding, really nice guy, out of Providence College. Glasgow, Scotland native. Number 47 for the IceHogs, dropping the gloves in the final seconds. Drop the puck, a formality. The horn will sound, and the weekend is over. The Hershey Bears come into Rockford and get the sweep. 5-1 the final tonight. The IceHogs will look to regroup. They take on the Grand Rapids Griffins Wednesday night. We'll recap this game and look ahead to the handful of road games coming up on the other side of the break. Final tonight from Rockford, 5-1 Hershey.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Wilson Electric performs commercial, industrial, governmental, and institutional electrical work. Throughout the years, Wilson Electric has made a significant impact in the Rockford and Northern Illinois areas by participating in numerous commercial, institutional, industrial, church, hospital, and school construction projects. Wilson Electric Company is proud to be the oldest union electrical contractor in Rockford, Illinois. Whether the assignment covers new construction, modernization of an existing site, or a service/maintenance of existing facilities, customers have come to depend on the Wilson Electric traditions of experience and commitment. Three stars being announced here as we wrap things up. Graham Clark, the number 1 star. Or I beg your pardon, Matt Strom, the number 1 star. A couple of goals for Strom. Graham Clark and Brett Leeson rounding out things for the top star. All Hershey Bears tonight, a 5-1 win. They get things started with a Brett Leeson shorthanded goal at 10:02 of the opening period, a goal that Rodrigue would probably like to have back, but nonetheless, he had a sharp opening period, faced 14 shots in that first frame, just surrendered that shorthanded goal, and there were a couple of really, really good chances for Hershey in that opening period, and he made some timely stops to keep it at just 1-0. Then Matt Strom would get on the board on a bit of a broken play. Looked initially like Graham Clark was wanting to shoot that puck. He got stick checked, and the puck ended up right on the stick of Matt Strom, who buries it for his 6th goal of the season. Strom would get back on the board at 14:33 for his 7th goal of the season. Sudalev and DJ King with the helpers as they do a great job on the forecheck. 3 IceHogs back defensively, could not win the battle. And then Strom able to sweep it through the 5-hole of Rodrigue to give Hershey a 3-0 lead. And then they would expand with a Graham Clark power play goal with 17:08 of that second period of play. It's a heavy shot for Clark, his 15th of the year. He had Leeson screening in front. Brent Leeson, 6'5", 220. It's going to be tough for any netminder to see around that screen, and Clark connects with his 15th goal of the year. Hershey will take a 4-0 lead into the intermission, and then starting in the third period, Kevin Lombardi gets his 8th of the year, giving Rockford some life. Dimitri Kuzman with the initial shot, it redirected off of the pad of Clay Stevenson, who surrenders the rebound. Lombardi, right place, right time, fires it home to get Rockford on the board and cut it to a 4-1 deficit, but then just a minute later, Elia Protis would pick up his 22nd goal of the year to restore the 5-1 lead, and that would be all she wrote tonight from the BMO Center. 5 goals on 35 shots, 30 saves for Olivier Rodrigue in his first action with the Rockford IceHogs. As Hershey goes 1 for 5 on the man advantage, they cash in on a shorthanded goal, the 9th shorthanded goal of the season for Hershey. Rockford 0 for 5 on the man advantage, not able to check in tonight. Kevin Lombardi, his 8th of the year from Dimitri Kuzman and Ryan Mast. Clay Stevenson 2-0 against Rockford this season, and he picks up his 14th win of the year for the Hershey Bears. He goes 25 of 26 tonight to help Hershey to the 5-1 win. The Bears have won 3 in a row. They will now head back home to take on the Charlotte Checkers, a Monday and Tuesday night affair back from Hershey, Pennsylvania, as they wrap up a grueling stretch of 5 games in 8 days. For the IceHogs, they'll have a couple of days off before taking the road to Grand Rapids and Van Andel Arena Wednesday night against the league-leading Grand Rapids Griffins. They picked up their 41st win tonight, and they are 6 points ahead of the Providence Bruins for the league lead through 53 games this season. After that game against Grand Rapids, the IceHogs will take on the San Diego Gulls for a couple of late-night West Coast games, Friday and Saturday night. There'll be a couple of late contests against San Diego. They will wrap up that season series with the Gulls on Saturday night. And then on the 11th, Rockford will take on the Milwaukee Admirals at UWM Panther Arena, the last meeting between Rockford and Milwaukee of the season, before Rockford returns back home on Friday the 13th, March 13th, for a $2 beer and soft drink night against the Chicago Wolves, the next home game for Rockford. The upcoming schedule for the IceHogs, as they now trail the Milwaukee Admirals by 7 points for that 5th playoff spot in the Central Division, as Milwaukee picked up the win today over Manitoba. That will do it for us this weekend. I want to give a big thank you and shout out for everyone tuning in this weekend on FloHockey, WIFR, and the broadcast network powered by Mixler. Next broadcast Wednesday night. Dana Gray back on the call, joining the team in Grand Rapids from Van Andel Arena. For our entire production crew here inside the BMO Center and everyone back at the WIFR studios, this is Nick Laupia saying good night from downtown Rockford.